What is up, level uppers? Welcome to the Level Up Show, episode 172. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I am your sole host, Andrew. I make the show Midori. Just in case you guys didn't know, I think most of you do, but if you didn't know, Dean and Greg have departed the Level Up Show. Dean put together a really nice video. I think most of you have watched it, but definitely go to youtube.com/levelupnetwork and check out Dean's video. He probably will join us in the chat tonight. He's still a part of the community. He's still a part of the team. He's just not on the field with us anymore. But still, you guys should definitely check out his video and check out my video as well called The Future of Level Up to see where things are going to go. But as you can see, I'm all alone with no one. Mike?
Stranger, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Greetings.
What happened to you?
I left.
Yeah, you left. Hold on a sec. You didn't even tell me where you were going.
I had to go find myself away from all the craziness of the modern world. And in that time, I've traveled to far off, desolate places like Hershey, PA, and Philadelphia. And I've learned much on my travels.
You could have given me a phone call. You could have texted. It's been 4 months, man.
Sadly, things of payphones have disappeared, and there are no ways of contact besides pigeon. Did you get my pigeon?
No, I did not get your pigeon.
It's okay. I probably ate it.
Do you want to sit down? You have a walking stick.
Yeah, I don't need any of this actually. God, it's hot. Ah.
What is happening? Oh, I guess you need a mic, don't you?
Oh, I do. Oh, what is this? Hello, sweet friend.
How you doing?
Hi.
That beard, man, that beard.
That's pretty hefty.
That is a
hot,
hefty
man.
beard.
It is.
Is it hot in the beard or hot in that?
Yes.
In both.
Yes is the answer to all of it. Jesus.
Thank you for the resub.
Oh boy.
And the level up.
I appreciate that. What the hell was that
Welcome
noise?
back. That is the Bit Boss.
Bit Boss.
We'll have to explain Bit Boss to you at some point,
Jesus.
but Derek is now the Bit Boss.
Cool, man. Good
Yeah.
for you.
It's all your fault, man. You shouldn't have left for 4 months, and you would have known that.
Yeah, that's well, I'm here. I had to grow the beard. It takes a lot of dedication. I basically just laid around and just like forced it to grow out. So, not a lot of gaming, not a lot of anything else.
No.
Just like sitting there and just channeling all the energy right to the beard.
How long are we going to go on with the charade here?
No, I don't know, man. I really had not.
In all seriousness, Mike is helping me out the next couple weeks. It is E3 coming up.
Is.
I mean, we're in the second week of our three week long E3 hype train, I guess you could call it. Last week was hopes and dreams. Tonight is E3 predictions. You came with your predictions. I've
did.
got mine, and we got a whole bunch of
Last
predictions from the chat as well, and that includes Dean. Dean,
That includes Dean.
You know what's kind of funny about that? The question of the week now has a response from Dean.
Which is entertaining to me.
The crusher becomes the crushy.
He actually crushed himself in his own prediction.
Yes, he did. Which we will get to. But thank you to everybody who answered the predictions question. There was a lot of good ones in there. Very excited to get to that later on in the show. Also, tonight is a Discord night. Just like last week, you will be able to join both Mike and I through Discord.
What's that?
Discord is a really cool chat app.
Okay.
With all different channels on our server. And what's really great about it is that people can very easily voice chat with us. Kelly Jellyfish is the law operator, we call her, and she brings people onto the show. And it won't just be for the topic of the week. You guys will be able to join us for some of the bigger stories of the night and all of that. But first, how's it going, man? Tell me about the last 4 months.
What is that?
That is the law.
There are so many noises going on right
Kelly
now.
is the law. I am the law.
It's much louder with this in.
Yes.
Just so you know.
It makes it a lot easier to actually hear people.
No
when
way.
they call in.
It's almost like somebody else had this idea.
I know. It's something that needed to happen.
God, please, no!
Oh my God, what am I, Toby now? Jesus, people. Yeah, no, a lot's been up, and also not much. Just working and enjoying time off. I'll tell you right now, you will be amazed as sad as it might feel not to be a part of the show at times, you will be amazed at how much free time you actually have. Like, even just
I can't
a few
imagine
hours,
how much free time I would have.
Absolutely absurd. And in that time, it's just like, all right, well, it's Sunday night. I don't know if I want to watch HBO, but like, I guess I'll do something.
What have you been watching?
As much as possible. I mean, I've been watching Silicon Valley. I've been watching House of Cards. What did we blow through? Not long. I started The Keepers.
I heard that was very good. I need to get around to that.
Yeah, I started. I haven't gotten too far. I mean, it's been 4 freaking months. You know, so you name something, I probably watched it in that time.
You're now the classy Amish douchebag, by the way.
That's fine. You guys should have seen older pics of me. That was really Amish. Danielle, if she's in the chat,
it was longer than this?
It was weirder because I used to, and I don't know if you remember this, I used to have it just down here. So, but it was short. So it just looked like an Amish, but there was nothing here. There was nothing underneath. It was just like,
oh,
it was
wow.
bad, dude.
I would have liked to have seen that.
Oh my God, it was bad.
I hate to be this guy.
Uh-oh.
But did you bring me something? Because I kind of want it. That right there.
Oh, yes, I did. I forgot. Shit. That was going to be part of the thing where I brought you things. I had to go find them.
Gifts from your
Gifts.
4-month trek.
My 4-month
Thank you.
trek out.
Mountain Dew Code Red.
Dude, I'll tell you right now,
Thank you.
soda tax is obnoxiously
Yeah.
expensive. It was like $2.11 for that. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, I remember when soda was like $1.60.
Nectar of the gods.
Is it though?
Sucked from Aphrodite's teat.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Was that? So I mean, were the Greeks just railing with adrenaline and
Yes. That's,
sugar rushes, sugar
yes.
highs?
I don't know. That might just be me.
Right? Wait, hold on. Wait. Just make
77
sure.
grams of sugar.
Am I talking out of my ass? Aphrodite was Greek, not Roman, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Okay. Just wanna
Aphrodite
make
was
sure.
Greek. Yeah.
I confused some of them here and there. Just want to make sure. Man, living like the Greeks.
Does it feel weird? This whole thing?
No, this feels natural.
Does it feel natural?
Like, I feel like
It doesn't feel like that long ago.
It really doesn't.
No.
And even like
Feels like maybe a
I
month.
felt it. And I don't know if it feels long to them, and anybody that hasn't watched before I left.
Yeah.
You know, people that are newer are gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" But yeah, no, it feels like it's just been like a couple weeks.
Yeah. It kind of does. It's weird. It doesn't feel like it's been long at all.
No, it just feels like I'm back.
Well, welcome back, man, and thank you for helping me out for the next
Absolutely.
couple weeks.
I will always be here
really
to help you
happy.
out
We're
with
going to be putting together a video post-show tonight to put on YouTube. But E3 Mike will be here and Dean will be here.
Woo!
Originally, Dean wasn't thinking he was going to join us, but he changed his mind. He's in the chat. Dean will be with Mike and I
E3
next
is
week.
National Gamer
Yes,
Friend Day.
it's gonna be
and
amazing.
That is the perfect way to spend it.
It's going to be so much fun. I cannot
I'm
wait
excited
to celebrate.
I'm excited
E3
to be
with you
here
guys.
with the three of us together again.
The only
That's
part
gonna
that
feel
you
great.
will not be here for is Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna come late. I have work until like 6, but I'll be there.
So post-show Microsoft, you'll be here, and everything else you'll be
Absolutely.
here for. And Dean's going to be with me for the entire thing.
That's awesome.
The only thing that we're not going to react to together is EA, although
Which is when?
Which is Saturday at I want to say 2.
I don't give a shit about that.
If Evie's napping, I'll jump on and do a reaction real quick. It all depends on if Evie's napping or not. So just keep an eye on our Twitter, follow the show, turn on notifications, and if I'm reacting to EA, you'll get alerted of it. Welcome to everybody in the room. Kelly is here, D-Day, Warmcoat, Diclonius, GFN, TX Puck, and so many more. Mr. Razor is here. We have 52 people in the room, I believe. Is that hot?
It was hot.
It's hot.
It's hot, dude.
Hot. Welcome to everybody in the room. Thank you so much for joining us. As I said, I am one of your co-hosts, Andrew. I make the show Midori, and tonight I am joined by the classy Amish douchebag, Mike McLaughlin.
Hola. Am I
If
still
you
not allowed
guys,
talking to the microphone?
that was okay. As long as it's not too loud, you're good.
All right.
You know how loud I talk, so we should be all right. What was I about to say? Oh, if you like the show at any point, please just hit that heart button right here at twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow. We will give you a shout out. You will get notifications whenever we go live. Just make sure to turn on notifications. Also, of course, the prize wheel is active. Anything worth $5 or more will get you a spin of the prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, tipping, and cheering. Although we urge you at this moment to sub. That is the most important thing for us right now, and there is a reason for it. We are at 62 out of 80. The reason we have 80 up there is because if we hit 80, we are getting a partner spotlight in the fall. If you don't know what that is, it means that we're getting on the front page of Twitch for a full week whenever we're live. That's an enormous opportunity.
On the string. It's just like, oh, just do this. Oh, just do this.
Well,
do this.
I don't know if you were here for it.
I do. I remember we had a conversation with it about.
You know, originally it was 150,
yes.
right?
Yeah,
and the guy lowered it for
adjusted
us.
it. Yeah.
So that is an amazing opportunity, one that we can't pass up. I know that we're going through some changes right now, but it's still the Level Up Show. Still going to be the same vibe.
Do we not do
Dean is going to come on in the future. It's not like Dean's gone. We've already talked about it. He's going to collaborate with us. He'll be on the show occasionally in the future. It's still the same old level up, and there's going to be a few tweaks in a few weeks that you guys are going to love. Trust me, you guys are going to love the tweaks coming. But just know it's the same old level up, and we're not going anywhere. Back and better than ever, actually.
And I'll be here as many times as you need.
Yes, exactly. Mike's going to help me out whenever I need him to. So it's going to be a great time. What was I going to say? Did I miss? I missed a sub. That was what it was. Derek, thank you so much for your resub. We're going to start off with you, man, with your a prize wheel spin.
Oh, what have we changed?
There is not too much different because I removed the ones that were specific to Dean and Greg. There is some workout stuff, and there is Make It Rain. Do you know what Make It Rain is?
I mean,
Instead of giving a flat number, what it does is it takes the number of people in the chat and it divides that number by it. So right now we have 50-something people in the room. It's going to divide 5,000 by 50-something people, and it'll give that many to the room. GFN, Rick, I think he's going to handle that for me tonight. Please give 5,000 XP. Make it rain, buddy. And as I said, anything worth $5 or more will get you a spin of the prize wheel. Patreon repledges still aren't showing up, but I did mine. Then we will give you a wheel spin. Just tell us, guys. We trust you.
I don't know if I trust Johnny.
This is for Johnny. Thank you so much for your repledge on Patreon at patreon.com/levelupnetwork. Still one of the best ways to support us, of course. That is 500 XP to the entire room.
Jeez.
Do it, Ricky.
No, there is no shocking going on in this.
Do I have that on the wheel?
I don't. You better.
I don't think I do.
Thank God.
I only did that last week because it was only me. So I did a self-shock
deep.
prize. And I did level 4, and holy shit, man.
No joke, right?
Holy shit. Level 4 is no joke.
Never.
I'll have to figure out why Patreon pledges aren't working. I still have it linked up and everything. There should be no reason Patreon pledges aren't working, but I will look into that. If you guys repledge on Patreon tonight, just let me know. We'll give you a spin. QA game's still on there. You don't know what the QA game is.
I don't know. Let's just pretend I don't know anything.
QA game is very simple.
Not absurd.
One of us is going to be the question asker, and the other one is going to be the answerer.
How is Jello made?
Exactly, something like that. And then I would have to answer,
It's not the
and the
time.
person that laughs first loses. Now, I do have a little bit of a rule here. Hard PG-13 is the line.
Okay.
Because it used to get to the point where we were getting so vulgar, and it felt like just cheating at that point to me.
Right.
It's like, no, let's see if we can really make each other laugh without going to blood and gore and really vulgar stuff.
I'm okay
So
with
that is the goal, if that gets hit tonight.
God, I'm going to need a swear jar. There he goes. $1 swear jar.
Did you swear already?
I did. I said F. Of course, I have all of them.
That is something we're going to work on. We're going to talk about that later. Specifically me. I will talk with you guys about what I really have as a goal for the Level Up Network. And one of those is positivity and community. And we'll talk with you about that.
Butterflies and rainbows.
After E3. This is all about E3 now. What have you been playing?
Games. A lot of Overwatch.
Games.
A lot of Overwatch. A lot of Switch as much as I can.
Mike, it's been
Dude, that's not
4
going
months,
anywhere.
man.
That's not going anywhere. I'll tell
And
you
you're
right now.
still telling me when you come on the show that you're playing Overwatch.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, they
Holy
keep
shit.
grabbing you back in, and there's even like cartoons about.
What have
that
they
in
done
Overwatch.
that
It's
has
just-
brought you back?
It's mostly, you know what it is? I like the sense of competition. I'm always an online gamer, and heck, I would play, Medal of Honor or Call of Duty when we were younger for the entire year or 2 years until the next one came out. So this is nothing different. But what I
have to say to
love
that,
about
Rick?
it is the fudge. What's that?
You farted, man.
Did the boob just make noise?
No, that was all you.
Jesus. All right. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, they update with free content. They're one of the best companies I think on the planet. In gaming.
Yeah, definitely.
Just for the free support. Them. CD Projekt Red. There's nobody that competes with the Overwatch team. I feel like in the same regard.
I think during the Level Uppies, did they win Best Developer?
No, they should have.
It was very close.
Or I think maybe they did, but they should have. I don't know.
It was very close.
But yeah, so I don't know. They just keep doing that. But I've been playing it to diversify it because that's the same thing over and over again, just different skins and different updates. I got the Switch.
Yeah.
A couple months back. And I love it as much as shit.
Before
as I
we
talk
get,
on it.
that's what I was gonna say. Before we get into the games you've been playing, you gotta explain to me how this happened. Because
So-
you were on this show, you were the worst when it comes
absolutely.
to hating on the Switch.
I even said the day I got it and the day I started talking about getting it, I told you and Dean and everybody, I was like, guys, I'm gonna eat my own shit on this, and I'm just going to own it.
Yeah.
I spoke too soon. And actually, I think it's funny. I don't know if you saw the Forbes article from the guy who apologized to Nintendo and for him
No, I
bashing
didn't
on the
see
Switch.
that. No.
I'll have to share that with you. It's fun. Like I was with seeing other people I know get it, because I didn't get it right away. But seeing my friends that have it and talking to some people that were even level-headed that had it, it's not. Trust me, it is not perfect by any means. But my God, it is a true gaming system. It is absolutely, truly, 100%.
You showed it to me this weekend.
You were
when
amazed,
came over.
right? In the same way I was.
It is the first time I've ever seen it.
Yeah,
and
it's small.
When you first showed it to me, I thought you were showing me a phone. I thought you were showing me a Vita. Like, I was like, what are you showing me right now? And then I realized, I was like, holy shit, that's the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much smaller than I thought it would be. Maybe I shouldn't have thought that, because I knew it was the same screen size as the Wii U.
Yep.
But still, when I looked at it, I was like, that is so small.
Yeah, man, and I'll tell you right now, like, I was a little concerned when I first got it, because I even told you, I got the package, and I'm like, that's it. All right, we're gonna roll with this, and I was like, hopefully I'm not regretting my decision or anything like that in a couple days, but I love it. Like, between going from screen to the TV, and for me at least, it's not 100% perfect. Like, I was hoping that it would be like you drop it in and it immediately pops up. No, there's a couple seconds delay and everything like that between dropping it in, but the convenience of it. Like, I am not usually a portable gamer, which is why my Vita is set to the side, and even the 3DS that I loved that Danielle got me for Christmas and that I've had before ends up sitting there for longer than I'd like. But this is a true, like, it really truly is. Imagine if the PlayStation was designed the same way the Switch was, where you could just say, you know what, I want to play Horizon, but I just want to go in the other room, and you just pick it up and go into the other room and play Horizon. Like, being able to play Zelda and having access to it like that, without having to sit on a certain couch or in a certain spot, at a desk or anything like that, in a certain stature, you can lay down, you can whatever, dude, it's perfect. It's absolutely ideal. Same thing, Mario Kart. I remember one day Danny didn't, seem to care at first, and then Mario Kart came out, and she just jumped right in. And like, I've tried to get her into games, and I can't. Yeah. She loves Mario Kart. Like, the excitement. Remember the other day we were
I know for you, it was one of those things where you were trying to get her away from touch controls and iPad. You wanted her to have tactile feedback. You wanted her to get used to controllers, but it was really hard for you to do that. I saw her yesterday playing on the Switch, and she seemed to really like it.
Yeah,
so.
And she, like, screamed in excitement. I got first,
We're like, shh, the baby's sleeping.
Right. And it's perfect, and it's exactly like it is. It is Super Nintendo. It is Nintendo 64 version of Nintendo that you're remembering. Yeah. It's not the GameCube where they start. Even Nintendo 64 was gimmicky, but like Super Nintendo, it's as gimmicky as it seems. It's the next evolution. It definitely is the next step. There's some limitations graphically, the online stuff that we're definitely going to get into, because I'm not totally thrilled about it either. But man, it is truly a game.
Do any of your predictions for E3 pertain to Nintendo this year?
Not as many. Only because they've been pretty open, I feel like, with most of their content that's coming out, where, we've seen over the last few months that they're detailing what's coming, almost a game every single month. Yeah. Which seems legit, including Super Mario what is it? Super Mario...
Oh, man, Legacy? No, Odyssey.
Odyssey. Which I still don't know the date on that. I know they're going to try to say one day, but I still think it's going to possibly be like 20.
Push back, yeah.
But it's a little bit safer on that side, just because they're truly a wild card, where it was really...
The reason I'm thinking they might delay it? It seems weird to me that the Mario Cross Rabbids game, which was leaked, all the slides and all that were leaked, that's already confirmed for like fall, I believe, if I remember right.
Well, it's confirmed for fall, and I think it's confirmed for October.
I think so, right?
Which I think Mario... I mean, if they do Mario Odyssey, I think they're definitely going to announce, and we can get into that.
Hey, guys.
Because I think somebody else predicted Mario Odyssey date and everything, so when we get to those predictions, I think it's still going to be next year. They're going to say November.
I just don't think they should have two Mario games that close together.
I don't think it...
On the same system.
I don't think it matters for that, just because who the frick cares about...
I don't know, man. I don't know. Not that I care that much,
I think it's an overwhelming 50-50, like, or cool, I like this. Like,
I think it has potential. But let's talk about that later. We'll talk about it later when we get to some Mario stuff. As far as what I played this week, I beat Rhyme. Did in 3 playthroughs. Pretty short game. A little shorter than I thought it would be, because I heard 10 to 12 hours. I beat it in about 6.5 hours.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of mixed reviews. Some people are like, this is great. It's truly a game. It's not revolutionary, but I liked it a lot. And then I hear other people like, I see why Sony took the dev kits away.
If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 7.5, maybe an 8. I enjoyed a large portion of the game. I do think that the ending fell a little flat for me, especially when the ending was trying to have this emotional gut punch. It didn't land for me. Okay. It has a little bit of a twist that, I don't know, it didn't feel like the build up to it was there. I didn't have this emotional connection with the characters that they were building this twist around. I don't want to go into too much detail, obviously. So when it did happen, I was like, oh, okay, that's sad. Right. But I'm not really that affected by it.
I feel like for how familiar it was to, like, The Last Guardian. it didn't hold up. What?
Sorry. Dean said, all it took for Andrew to beat games was everyone leaving the show. Who knew?
Dude, that's actually really entertaining.
No, it really does seem to be helping me streaming 3 days a week, late night, 12 a.m. Also, I do want to apologize once again. Obviously this week has been pretty rough. It's been very stressful. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep. I wasn't eating a lot. I went to sleep on Friday night around 10:30, put on my alarm for 11:40 to wake up at midnight. Must have slept right through it. So I did wake up at around 2:45, and then I streamed from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. because I refused to skip stream. So I did World of Final Fantasy. If you guys want to see the archive, it's there, but I apologize to anybody that was waiting at midnight for me to stream. This week, I'll be back to normal. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, midnight, I'll be there, I promise. That was a one-time deal. But I did enjoy Rime a lot. It had all of the inspirations that I thought it would. Wind Waker, Team Eco, Uncharted even in some senses. You know, it had so many inspirations actually. Journey, some of them were on the nose where you could tell they were just like, we're not even trying to hide it here. Like,
Right.
this was an inspiration.
Right.
You know, this is like an homage almost to a lot of
not like
games.
a straight copy. Like, thanks for doing that. So we're gonna do the same thing.
No, definitely not a copy.
Okay.
It stands on its own. It's a beautiful game. It does have some frame rate problems, and that's only because they chose to do variable. It never dips below 30, but it goes between 30 and 55 often.
Oh, okay.
So much so that it feels like it's dropping frames below 30 because it's going up and down, up and down. And
Right, and
I was actually talking with the community manager for Rime. He was part of Greybox, who we had on the show, if you remember. And he joined my stream and tweeted it out. I got to 60 viewers, and it was a great night on the live stream.
Cool.
But I told him, I was like, if I had to say anything to you, game's beautiful, congratulations, you know, on the high reviews and all of that. You guys did a great job. But if I had a suggestion, add the option for 30 locked frame rate, because it's bothering me and I know it's bothering other people, so I would recommend patching that in. So I told the guy that, who knows what will happen. It's already done at this point. I already beat it, and I'm sure a lot of other people did too. It's not a long game, and it wasn't like a detriment to the point where that affected my score, but it is something I noticed. It wasn't so subtle that like I was able to look past it. Every time it happened, I was like, okay, you know.
Right. Which I'm very interested to see how it runs on the Switch, which has been my comparison lately. There's a lot of games that I want to get on the Switch or I focus on the Switch, like even Minecraft, you know, I rebought for the Switch. I was one of those, you know, just because that's like the ideal spot, but the draw distance is definitely limited. So I'm wondering if the frame
on the
rate
Switch,
issues
really?
on the Switch, compared to the PS4 version, or at least to me, it's far more limited.
If you had to say where the power falls, is it between like PS3 and PS4? Where would you say the power falls on this thing? Is it closer to the PS4 than the PS3?
I would say this thing, to me, in its current state, feels very Wii U.
So not much stronger than the Wii U, really?
Not much stronger than the Wii U at all. And I think it's because it's all running mobile. You got to remember, it has to run the screen.
It is a handheld.
Like
they might say it's a console, but it's a handheld. Everything is within the tablet.
I've argued with people on the Reddit many, many times on this. Like, I don't care what you say on, you know, what's powering. There's no way in hell comparing this game to this game or this to this that is more powerful. It's slightly better. Like, for instance, Mario Kart is a good example. That game definitely looks better on the Switch than it does on the Wii U. But I think that's one of the first examples. The only problem is we've seen how games, you know, companies adapt. So third-party developers aren't able to adapt as quickly as internal. You know, so the first-party games are definitely going to look better than they would in the other one. So I'm very interested to see how it goes for the future. I think Minecraft was definitely rushed.
Warmco says Breath of the Wild has frame rate issues, but it's still an obvious Game of the Year contender for me. I thought that they rectified that. Did they not?
They did to an extent. It still has some issues. It's not 100% perfect. And I think any game that has true, you know, frame rate issues from the get-go, from development standpoint, is always going to have that issue. It's just they're going to be able to figure out how to adjust it. Locking it at 30 frames per second, while that actually, you know, in my opinion, and I've seen other games that do this, while it may help, it's not going to eradicate the issue at all. It still might actually drop a little bit, you know, here and there. But I think, yeah, it's definitely far better. I don't always have a problem nearly to the same extent as other people do.
Right.
So even in Zelda, I've barely actually had that issue in any way.
Speaking of Zelda, you've played the big games this year so far. Horizon being one of them, Zelda, of course, being one of them. Being like a half year in review point, kind of. What would you say is your Game of the Year contender so far?
Zelda's up there. I still haven't finished it. You guys are all going to hate me, everybody here. I think Rick is the only one that knows. I gave up on Horizon.
Okay.
I never finished it, and I'm done. I was like, I kept trying to go back to it over and over. I tried to go back to it 5 different times, and I'm like, nope, I'm out. I just couldn't do it. I got to a point, because at the beginning you saw I was raving about it and I loved it, and I was right with you guys of like, this is perfect. This is almost exactly what we needed from Sony. And then I got to a point where I was just like, I did this already. I've done this already. I don't feel like going all the way over here. I don't want to walk all the way over here. Just give me something to like. There were certain things that I felt were a little bit more limited, and other games have.
Yeah,
kind of
I don't entirely disagree with that, but that is the problem I have with, I think, every single open world game I've ever played. That is my problem with open world, and that is one of my disappointments in so many games going open world.
Right.
It's one of the reasons, if you guys saw in the Discord this week, I was saying if Sucker Punch does Infamous again or a new IP, I don't want them to do open world. I want them to try something else, because everybody's doing open world. Try something different.
Every single thing right now is an open world. Like, it's eventually, I mean, even Call of Duty, I feel like it's going to eventually go open world at some point, and that's going to be freaking insane. No, like it got too easy for me, as weird as that sounds. Like, I wasn't even playing on a ridiculously, easy difficulty. I was playing on my normal, but I don't like playing on ultra hard. I feel like it takes part of that way, but like, okay, find tall grass, done. All right, aim your bow, hit the weak spot, kill it, you're out. Or lure it over to you, kill it, you're out. Like, it's it.
Dean says 10,000 games of Overwatch, but my man is sick of doing the same things in Horizon.
and I get it. I know it's crazy, but I mean, that's, to me, like, there's a difference. I always separate. There's always my comp games, my competitive games for competitive mindset, and then there's other games I play for story and everything like that.
I did beat Horizon.
I know, and you liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot. I don't think it was perfect.
No,
and I probably would give it
8.5.
It's right in the 8.5, 9 range.
And that's what I'm getting from the majority of people. That's 8.5, maybe 9, depending on who you are. But in general, I think Breath of the Wild is definitely up there. Like, as goofy as it sounds, I know we mocked the shit out of it, and like I mocked the Switch, but the ability to naturally climb objects as opposed to having to find glitches in the Skyrim code, for how they design rocks and trying to jump up a mountain. This is legit. Like, it tells you to. There are even things that it wants you to climb, but you have to strategize how you're going to do it. Because
I heard that it's set a new standard when it comes to open world. Not in every way, but in many ways. This is the new standard. This is the new bar that everybody's going to try and meet moving forward. And that's exciting, and I'm trying to think of the guy's name, who is the director on Zelda, but he said that he feels they're going to be able to surpass that with the next Zelda, which is even more exciting.
I'm excited for it. Like, this is one of the first games where I am comfortable turning off the HUD, and I don't have anything showing me where to go. There's no mini map. Cool. There's nothing. I'm just going, and I'm okay doing it. Like, and I love it. Like, it's perfect. Like, even simple things as like cooking, so. I don't know. I think, definitely it's up there.
That's cool. Why don't we get Kelly on the line, the law operator, and she can join us for TLUS Has No Game. Let's see if she's in there. Let me go down here. She is.
So this is a thing we do now.
So so all I gotta do is turn this off. Kelly, can you hear me?
I can hear you. It confused me for a second because I still have you like on full blast.
It is not coming out of there. It is coming out of here.
Yes, it is. Kelly, welcome to the show, the law operator.
Thank you.
Hi, Kelly.
Kelly, we are going to get into TLUS Has No Game. You want to join us?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Guys, TLUS Has No Game, 3 non-gaming topics at 2 minutes each. The official non-gaming portion of the show. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Hi, yeah.
Somebody's got to say we're ready. First up tonight. What do we got here? So, movie studios might start dropping critic screens thanks to Rotten Tomatoes. This kind of calls back to what Bethesda's been doing, where they're holding back games until like a day before, or sometimes not even, so that the reviews don't come out. Pirates of the Caribbean is a big reason for this, and so is Baywatch. Baywatch having somewhere around 15%, and Pirates of the Caribbean having somewhere around 30%. Baywatch supposedly was affected pretty drastically and underperformed. Pirates of the Caribbean was only about 5 million under the expectations, but still, there's a lot of studios unhappy with Rotten Tomatoes affecting viewership of other films. How do we feel about this? Kelly, we'll start with you, actually.
So if I'm understanding, they're not going to show critics the movie before it comes out? They're just going to let it release?
Yeah, they won't do critic screeners. The critics will have to go see it with the rest of us and then put out their review.
I don't think I like that.
No, I don't either.
I don't like, because it's so easy for me to be, I was in a bad mood, or, it's personally not my style of movie. Oh, it sucked. I shouldn't, I'm not a professional. I don't do this thing for a living. I shouldn't be influencing, if other people see it, I don't know. I like the reviews that critics give because I feel like, yeah, they can be biased, and I think sometimes they hype it up to better than it's going to be. But I feel like if a critic says, don't do it, I'm not going to do it. So
yeah, I gotcha. Mike, how about you?
So I hate it. I actually hate it in general. I hate it for gaming. I definitely hate it for this. I think you can't always go by reviews, and you have to understand, like, honestly, I'm still going to go see Baywatch.
Sure.
I don't care. I love The Rock. I actually really like Zac Efron.
Me too.
They're both on my celebrity do list. So it's mostly
Your celebrity
guys.
do list.
Yeah, it's
Good for
mostly
you.
guys. It's weird. I don't know. But in general, I think it's terrible because you can always pick out a certain type of movie or anything like that in the reviewer and say, okay, even though you didn't like it, I can find things I like it.
Yeah, I gotcha. Some people don't want to look at reviews anymore, though. Dean's one of them because he feels like it ruins his expectations. Next up, this is crazy. Kelly, have you heard this? Game of Thrones final season might be pushed back to 2019.
Ouch.
I heard that yesterday. My uncle, I was at his house and he told me, and we got in this huge, not fight, but like we were both angry about it and both yelling about the same thing. Why would they do that? Blah, blah, blah.
It sounds like it's not necessarily set in stone. It's just HBO is saying we will allow it if they need it, and I think that's a terrible idea.
Why would they need
completely
it?
destroy momentum to delay. That would be a 2-year wait.
But I think
for
I
the
have a
final
fan
season.
theory, and I've talked about this
Go
with
ahead,
other people.
please.
I think, we all know, George R.R. Martin is taking forever to write his last book. And I think there's a reason for that. I think the entire thing has been one giant ruse, and they're trying to prolong it. See, they were originally thinking it was going to happen now, but now that it still has not, I think they're basically just waiting for George R.R. Martin to actually die because he just planned the entire last page.
That's so
would be
terrible.
an emoji essentially of him just in a casket giving everybody the finger, and that would be it. And then it cuts to black. So I think that's what they're waiting for.
Insane would it be if the show finished and he hadn't even gotten out the next book, and he's just like, you know what, the show did it, guys. You don't need my books anymore.
Well, he's helping write the show. I mean, he's not a writer, but
and
he's
the spinoffs
working
too.
with them to make sure that I'm still not happy about those. To make sure that the TV show is staying true to form. So, normally it's kind of a competing thing, book versus movie / TV show. It's kind of a competing, people compare it. But since the writer is involved with both, they're both going to be true to what needs to be true to the lore. So I don't know. It just, don't wait a year. It's hard enough that we had to wait an extra couple
I know,
months
even
for the
this
second
time.
season.
The wait for this season felt like forever. If we had to wait
It's been an
twice
extra,
that long,
4 months, I think?
and the worst part of it all is the final season's only 6 episodes. You're going to make us wait
Dude,
2
I
years
know.
for 6 episodes? Screw that.
I wouldn't even watch it because I would have lost interest. I'd been like, well, it's done. I'm not waiting 2 years. I'll have forgotten everything. I
Right?
would never even
I've already
watch the
forgotten
last
half the
season.
shit.
I know. Moving on to the final topic here. Wonder Woman is performing
nowhere,
amazing.
in
It
my
made
opinion.
over $100 million at the box office. It has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes from both the top critics and all critics. Rick saw it. Dean saw it. They both loved it. Have you seen it?
I have not. I was debating if I was going to wait and take Danny. I think me and Danielle are going to try to go Tuesday night. Just because of how great everybody is making it sound. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was not optimistic about this movie in any way.
I thought
shape,
it was
or
gonna
form.
be
Even when
positive,
every one of you,
but that's about it.
I even was like, yeah, I mean, it could be good, but I don't know. I have a bad feeling. I said that from the beginning. I'm eating my own poo at this point. I'm really trying, I promise.
Good job, man. We need the
And-
swear jar, but good job.
Like I'm very excited to see this. I love that it's doing well, and if people are able to compare it, on the same, even the same conversation as good as Man of Steel,
Yeah.
or similar to that,
Which
I'm
didn't
in.
review near as well, by the way. Man
No,
of Steel
and
has
it's
like
still
a 55%.
one of my favorite movies. I love
Yeah.
that movie. I watch it all the time.
Here's the thing with Wonder Woman for me, the first 1 or 2 trailers, I was like, this is going to be another like 40%. Then the final trailer came out and I was like, okay, this is looking a lot better. And I was like, this might get in like the 65-70 range.
Right.
I never expected 94%. Rick said it's up to a 94 now. Kelly, what do you think? Are you looking forward to seeing this one?
I'm super looking forward to this one, and I was actually looking forward to it just like from trailer number 1, just because, and this is going to get a little political, but just because you see so many like male superheroes, you don't see a lot of focus on female superheroes. So I was really, really excited to see like, yeah, they're doing Wonder Woman, and I was nervous because Batman versus Superman was a thing, and several people decided that was an okay thing to do.
It's a good word.
And so I was
definitely
really,
was a
really
thing.
worried about everything that was. to be fair, it was a setup for Justice League, but it made me really, really nervous for everything that was to follow, because if anything, if it was going to mirror Batman v Superman, I was just so nervous. But I'm so glad that I haven't seen it yet, but I'm so excited to.
I'm very excited too. I would like to see it this week, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. Tuesdays around here, it's really cool. They have $6 films.
We get for free.
You get for free, really?
Buy one, get one free.
Oh, that's very nice. So $6 for us at the United Artists. So we try and take advantage of that when we can, but when you got a child, a baby especially.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
Not easy. It all depends on her
We'll
schedule.
switch off. We'll babysit. You guys go, and then we'll go the next week. We'll go back and
I'm
forth.
definitely going to try and see it in theaters, though, because I heard it's one of those films you should see in theaters.
I tried it every single movie like this.
Yeah, Rick especially was like, you got to see this in theaters. It looks great on the big screen. So that is TLUS Has No Game. 3 non-gaming topics at 2 minutes each. Why don't we get the queue building, Kelly, if you haven't already?
Yeah, there are 4 people in it, and they all kind of joined around the same time, so I'm going to pick one at random.
Okay.
Wait, I'm going to pick a random number, Kelly. You number them
All right.
as you need to, okay?
Okay.
6.
There's only 4 people in here.
5.
Okay, got it. I did it. Okay.
All right, cool. Got it.
All right.
Nailed it.
Go ahead and bring them in. We'll bring them in for community question of the week. Who do we got?
We got Maddie F. and Matt.
Maddie F. and Matt, welcome to the show.
Who finally just
What's
added
going
me
on, brother? What's
on
going on,
PlayStation.
Loki?
You literally just added me on PlayStation.
Yeah, see?
What the hell, man?
Isn't it so cool how seamless this is, by the way? That Kelly just like brings somebody on and
Yeah, that we don't have to do jack shit.
Yep. Isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
Kelly the Law Prater, just getting it all done. Thank you, Kelly. You're the best.
Anytime.
All right, so Maddie F. and Matt, we're going to go into our community question of the week, which I believe you already answered. Let's see if you're in this first part. You are not. Did you answer the question of the week, Maddie?
I don't think I did.
Oh, well, that works out then. So you can answer it at the end when we go through the big 4 here. Mike, since Dean is not here, why don't you take this segment, if you don't mind?
All right, but see, here's my problem is when I try to break stuff down, I have to swear. So this is going to be very interesting to me to work around.
Give it your best shot.
I will promise. So the community question of the week on PlayStation, we have our community that you guys should all join.
I'm going to correct you there. We actually just use Discord now.
Fuck the PlayStation.
It's much better. It really is. I'm sorry. It's much
all right.
better.
Well, apparently question of the week doesn't have anything to do with PlayStation anymore.
Not
so
anymore,
congrats
no.
to all you Xbox One users and those of you that sadly just own a Switch, which definitely does suck. But the question of the week this week was give 3 predictions on announcements/reveals that will occur during the E3 conference. For lack of a better word, attempt to make your own prediction ballsy, yet probable.
Is there a better word than ballsy for this?
No, ballsy is absolutely correct.
I feel like ballsy is the right word.
Yeah,
Maybe
risky.
daring.
Daring. Ooh, I like that.
That's probably more PG than I went, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't curse, but you could say ballsy.
I can say ballsy.
In text,
Ballsy is a word they say in
fortitude.
Friends, for God's
testicular
sake.
fortitude is far better if you want to be
Okay, that's pretty good too.
Use your testicular fortitude.
Make your predictions fortitude of testicular. Yeah, probable.
Lee.
Yeah, I don't know. Just go.
The first one was from Hetman RX, and he said, Rockstar Games brings out the rage by not showing anything but new DLC for the never-ending cycle of GTA 5 cash grabs. My God, that would be absolutely terrible if that actually happened. Take-Two hints at Red Dead Redemption 2 online, and Bully 2, The Cyber Years, and a new IP. Nothing concrete, only fuel for the speculation train.
This feels more like a hope dream than a prediction.
I don't know, man. Is that really a hope dream? Listen, if that is Hetman RX's hope dream, then we need to get him some new games, because if all they're showing mostly is DLC for GTA 5, which that needs a freaking end at this point. Like, that game's, I mean, it's fun. I still know
Not that it needs to end. You understand why it isn't. I mean, considering it sold 80 million
it's
units
huge.
now, right?
It's one of the biggest games of all time. Like, I understand that, but we need some new stuff. They have so much more. They have so many more developers that need to show new projects and everything. And I know Bully, the Cyber Years, and everything like that, but come on, man. Like,
Maddie, do you think we're going to get anything out of Rockstar at E3?
I don't think we're going to Bully. I'd be surprised if we ever saw anything about that game's never coming out.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big seller for them. It's kind of a cult classic.
It's
nice
absolutely
following.
a cult classic, yeah.
But yeah, not a big following there. So I agree. I don't think Rockstar is going to be at E3.
I don't think so. And if they are, it's going to be like clips here and there. I think they might piggyback and show some stuff at conference. Probably, I would say Sony's, if anybody's, they might show. I would say actually, I would be very surprised if we don't see some sort of slice of Rockstar at Sony's conference.
You know, why don't you give me the bell since you're reading? I didn't realize that you
but I
would have
want
the
it.
bell.
I
Sorry,
missed it.
Maddie, go ahead. What are you
It's
saying?
mine.
I'd say we're probably something having to do with it. I mean, if it's coming out next, they're probably going to release at least some.
Yeah, I would imagine we'll see some sort of clip on it. I agree. I don't think that even with waiting to next year, I think I mean, you got to remember, it was pushed back. Yes, they've known about this for a little while, but they intended to show something at E3.
Yeah.
And so I definitely feel they're not going to pull away from that. I'm sure we'll see something since they did already announce the title and showed images. I think the reason they only showed images because they were waiting for their slice because they didn't have much more to talk about.
Right.
They wanted whatever they did have to be a big talking point. So I think we will, like I said, see a slice of gameplay. Even if it's just him riding into town, you know, and interacting with people. Yeah. I think we'll definitely see a little bit of something.
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give 1,000 points to Hitman.
I will too, because it wasn't terrible, but I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to be nice. We're going to have to adjust.
I'm going to go with Ravenclaw. Next up.
Keikio91 said, I will mainly be keeping my eyes on what will be new this year in the way of PC gaming. I'm hoping to see more footage of Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Far Cry 5. Those are not just PC games, so I mean, what? Dude. Concise, accurate points. Also, it would be pretty cool to get an announcement for an Elder Scrolls game. Not much has been talked about with PC gaming, so only time will tell what announcements / reveals we will get. Yeah, man, I mean, like I said, so PC gaming in general, I'm actually far more interested in now than I was in previous years, and I was always, you know, pretty interested in it. You know, especially, I'm really excited to get into PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I'm trying to get into that more, and that since it's taken, you know, a competitive scene and everything like that, I'm sure we'll see something similar to that, you know, advancements. I know Blizzard's probably, I would imagine Blizzard's probably going to have something for them at that too. So I think that's pretty exciting. As far as Battlefront 2 and Far Cry 5, we already know a decent amount about that, but Elder Scrolls 6, I should say.
Is anything confirmed for Far Cry 5 at E3?
Nothing
gameplay demonstration? No?
I'm gonna guarantee we'll see it.
I think so too.
I mean, I think besides the obvious of yes, it will be there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I would be very surprised.
It's not coming out till like February.
But and even still, you gotta remember it's still February. That's not that much farther than what they were probably, you know, we were all hoping for. It's only maybe, what, 3 months, give or take? For
them to do their little reveal right before E3, it seems like they're setting up some type of demonstration at E3.
Absolutely. They're definitely going to show something for Ubisoft. You got to remember, Ubisoft doesn't have a ton, and I think one of my predictions is going to go into why I think this is, but I think Ubisoft is really going to be focusing on the game, showing why they're instrumental in, you know, gaming culture as it currently stands. And I think they're going to have a, you know, very quick reel, very similar to Sony's last year. I think they're going to take a lot of cues from that and say, you know what, that was perfect, and we need to do something similar. Because I swear to God, if they bring out another singer for Just Dance, I'm going to smack someone.
I would expect that. But yeah, I mean, why would they ever reveal Far Cry 5 before E3 if they weren't planning on showing something? If they're going to wait until later in the year to show gameplay, then they should have revealed Far Cry 5 at E3.
Exactly. No, and that's my thing, is they wouldn't have said something in advance.
Next up. Go ahead, Maddie.
They're at a franchise in Montreal.
I'm sorry.
You're breaking up a little bit, Maddie. We're having trouble hearing you.
Ubisoft. They're out of France or because they're still come out of Germany.
For Far Cry, isn't it Ubisoft Montreal?
I think it's Ubisoft Montreal, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that.
They'll probably show something.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking they're going to, but all right, I guess we're moving on. Moving on to Moofy, who said, I'm going to stick with my guns from last week and say that Nintendo will release a full translated version of Mother 3. I've seen this so many times lately. Alongside the Switch Virtual Console launch. They did it a couple years ago with Earthbound Origins on the Wii U VC, so it could definitely happen, and it would be a surprise to be all surprises this E3 if it did. I'll tell you right now, you're not alone. There's actually a lot of people that think just like this. This is a perfect answer. It wasn't very, I mean, it's ballsy to an extent, but there's a lot of people that are echoing it. There's a lot of people in here that only know the words Earthbound and Mother, you know, and only probably from Super Smash Brothers. Heck, my first introduction to it was in Super Smash Brothers and I think Melee.
Yeah, I think I think he's wrong if he thinks it would be this megaton for a huge crowd. It would be a megaton for a niche audience.
But it will be huge. I'll tell you right now, it will be one of those. It will affect a smaller demographic than Call of Duty, but it will definitely be a very loud demographic. Like that's something you will see everywhere. All the gaming sites will report it. It will be one of their top stories. I'll tell you right now, if they announce Mother 3, it will probably be one of the main images of most of the game stories from E3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
interesting prediction. I'll give that 10,000 points to Gryffindor.
what was Kikyo? Is that
Kikyo, I'm gonna give Kikyo. I'm gonna go with five. Was it 1,000 that we did for the other guy?
I don't know.
Or 500.
You're the scorekeeper right now.
I'm gonna go with 500 for Kikyo.
It's your show. You make it.
Here's the thing about the Virtual Console, though. I don't know how much we're going to touch on it, but they announced that it's going to be more of a Netflix type situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Able to go in and play whatever game they have in there. And buying each game separate and stuff like that.
I honestly think we'll get more than that on Virtual Console. I think that will be part of their subscription service. I think that is them tackling Games with Gold and PS Plus, and giving something more to their fans. But I will tell you right now, if Nintendo is relying on people to give them $20 a year and not do their Virtual Console, then they literally have lost their minds, because the amount of money they get, $20 a month from most people, from the Virtual Console sales. And I'll tell you right now, I'm one of them. The moment that I see, and they've actually already announced, I mean, they did say that they changed some things, but they did say that GameCube games will be available on the Switch, and that they did say that one of the first ones is Mario Sunshine. I'll tell you right now, I'll be paying that $25, right away, hands down. So they'd be nuts if they did that. But I think we have one more.
One more, yep.
And that was from Guitar Freak 12345. We need to shorten that name, by the way, man. Gotta change it up, I think. We said, well, I predicted this for PSX, but we have yet to possibly get a demo for Deathman Stranding. Deathman Stranding. That is
Deathman Stranding.
Dude, why do I get like a Johnny Woo movie where it's
John Woo,
John Woo, just like slow motion, like gunshots everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good name. I like that.
Deathman Stranding. I would love to hear about a new Mega Man game of some sort. Man, I was hoping for another typo. And I would love to see maybe a new Infamous game coming out. Those are, I don't know, man. If that's ballsy for you,
little safe.
You have a very
Mega Man is probably the most ballsy of those.
Your walls in your house are all tan, aren't they? Or is that a little bit too much?
Mega Man would be cool to see come back, like an actual true new, not like a refresh of another one.
I think after Mighty Number 9, everybody is kind of wary of that IP in general. Doesn't matter if it's Mighty 9 or Mega Man. I think people are very concerned with, let's leave it alone, give it some time to breathe, and then maybe if we want to later on come back to it. There's definitely the opportunity to have that type of game in there. People definitely love that that Metroid style and that very difficult challenging style of gaming. Look at Shovel Knight.
Right.
Shovel Knight filled that. That's the thing, is you have games like Shovel Knight that are, in my opinion, a little bit better than Mega Man because they added more to it. So
I don't think Capcom's going to do them justice. Capcom hasn't done anything with the Mega Man property in years other than throwing in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Exactly, dude. You have it. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we'll see anything, and that's why it would be a big announcement. And
I guess
that's
a ballsy
prediction. Yeah, yeah. If we're looking for ballsy, that's ballsy because I think it's unlikely for sure. But still, that probably saves that prediction. I'm going to give Guitar Freak 1,000 points to Slytherin. Slytherin. Thank you for the comments.
Nothing.
Death Stranding. I do want to see Death Stranding, though.
Maddie, okay, man, we need 3 predictions from you right now for E3 2017.
All right. Days Gone.
Okay.
Release date.
What do you think it's going to be?
Oh man, let's see. They're not going to throw it out there with Red Dead Redemption, so it's probably going to be next fall sometime.
Do you think that they would announce a fall release date, or do you think they'll just say 2018?
They're probably going to say 2018.
I don't think they would go specific enough to say fall if it's in 2018.
Way to guide that answer, Andrew.
I'm just saying that if it's going to be next year, there's no point in saying.
When you
spring,
say that,
summer,
you mean
fall.
they're just going to say 2018, not November, right, Matty?
I'm helping Matty out, making sure he doesn't go too far here. I want to give him some points. Go ahead, Matty. What's next for you?
Did they throw out a release date yet for South Park yet?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I think it's October. I want to say.
October. Okay.
Is that or September? I think it might be September.
It's either in September or October.
like I said, co-op for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Co-op for Horizon Zero Dawn would be awesome.
Co-op
Yeah, we talked
for
about that a
Horizon
little
Zero Dawn.
last week. I think if that's a DLC, I'm totally on board with that.
And Nintendo's going to announce Super Smash Brothers for the Switch.
Oh man,
I think it's going to be a port.
That's what I was going to ask you. So you think it'll be kind of like Mario Kart? It'll be a deluxe version of Super Smash Brothers.
Matty, if it met,
I think
you and I are on the same page, my friend.
Yes, it seems so.
Of course, brother.
Those are some good predictions, and I think I'm going to give you 10,000 points to Gryffindor.
Thanks, brother.
It's good to see your name, and I'm glad that we're actually PlayStation friends now.
Yeah,
I want to say I'm a little offended that it took this long, but it's happened.
I thought we were because we played Overwatch together.
I thought so too. So I don't know what the hell happened there.
Did you add me and then delete me, or I don't know?
Dude, I don't delete anybody.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
still
delete
at like
anybody
what,
either.
800, 700 something, I think.
Well, you guys are back together again. It's so
man.
nice.
Forever.
Best
Yeah.
friends.
Maddie, thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight, man.
Of course, brother. I'll be here.
All right, take care. Level up.
You take it easy. Level up.
All right, we are going to go to the first commercial break of the night. When we come back, we have our first giveaway of the night, and we're getting into the level update, which has some news on Final Fantasy VII Remake once again. Interesting news. So hold on tight.
Don't go anywhere, fellas. We'll be right back with more Level Up after this.
Taking too much control already.
I've
He's
been
taking
bored.
too much control.
I've
Taking
been
30
bored.
minutes. I was going to say the piece NJ, hold on tight, because I've never had the chance to say that before. Hold on tight, Dean. We'll be back in approximately 60 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 172. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, please hit that heart button right here at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. We will give you a shout out. You will get notifications whenever we go live. So long as you turn on notifications, please do that. I noticed that they actually have it, I think now that notifications are turned on by default.
Interesting.
When you follow. It used to be that you had to turn them on, which I thought was so annoying. So I think they changed that so that they're turned on by default now. But just in case, make sure they are turned on, guys. So you guys get alerts when we go live. Also, of course, the prize wheel is active. Anything worth $5 or more will get you a spin of the prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, tipping, and cheering. Thank you to Derek, the sole subscriber of the night. Keep them coming, guys. If we hit 80 subs before the fall, we are getting on the front page of Twitch. Huge opportunity.
Yep.
Huge!
Huge.
Huge opportunity.
Huge. I can't do it. Dean does it better.
He does do
It's gonna be huge.
That's unfortunate that we don't have Dean's Trump anymore.
Man, Dean had some great freaking impressions.
He did. He did have some good ones. Just like
Has.
Kafefe.
Kafif.
Kafefe. Kafefe. You say Kafif?
I like my favorite thing.
I
is,
like Kafefe.
People are trying to get Webster's dictionary to add Kafif as a mishandling of a situation, like a multiple definition. One is like a mishandling of a situation, and like all these things, like, and it was like usage. Man, that whole Donald Trump fiasco was such a Kafif.
I like Kafefe. I think it's funnier. I'm going to go with Kafefe. And also, did you see that the CNN anchor was talking to that spelling bee winner and asked her to spell Kafefe?
No, I didn't.
And she had no idea, which the girl was too young, I guess, had no idea what she was talking about. And then the CNN anchor said to the girl, who was an Indian girl, is like, oh, I guess you're more used to stuff like Sanskrit. And now she's being torn apart.
God.
Because it came off so racist.
Oh my God, that's
Kafefe
awful. I
the
have
door.
not seen that.
So yes, we are going to do our first giveaway of the night. It is for Her Story on Steam, a game that won several awards last year. So this is a good one. I hope you guys take part in it. It is going to be 1,000 XP per ticket, and you are allowed to get a maximum of 5 tickets if you want. So let's start it. We're going to give this one 3 minutes max. So you have to get it in right now, guys. Exclamation point ticket space, the number of tickets you want to buy. You have 3 minutes before the raffle closes. And while that is running, let us get into the level update. This is our weekly discussion of the week's biggest gaming industry news. First up, a game I love to talk about, as you guys know.
No.
Final Fantasy VII Remake is back in the news for a second week in a row. Development has shifted to internal,
which really threw me off.
This is great news, although it does
concern me.
It does concern people that how far along are they?
And I feel like it's further.
So
far
originally they had Cyber Connect, known for some of those Naruto games, working as another studio helping out. I always knew though that there was some type of problem there, because I remember with the last trailer that came out, Tetsuya Nomura made a point to say that Cyber Connect did the trailer, and then Tetsuya Nomura got a hold of it and started changing it, because he came out and said, like, he just flat out said it, I wasn't happy with what they did with the trailer. Wasn't happy with the vibe they had, so I edited their trailer.
Wait, which trailer are you talking about?
The PlayStation Experience trailer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was edited by Nomura because he wasn't happy with.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I thought that was fine.
Yes, it was fine, probably because Nomura edited it.
Changed it up.
So I could already tell, like, I don't know if they're happy with what the Cyber Connect is doing here. So I'm not surprised that they've pretty much been removed from the project now. Let me see if there's a quote here. Development is moving forward with external cooperation, has decided to shift to internal setup, including mass production and quality, because we want control of everything, including quality, on a stable schedule. The news comes after Square Enix revealed it's urgently recruiting additional talent to join the development studio. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, producer Yoshinori Katase's recruitment message, he said the team is striving to surpass the original works in terms of quality by increasing the number of staff to strengthen the core development. Company development. I am happy with this news personally, because I'm okay waiting if it means the game is better and internal is better.
That's the thing. It's negative when you look at it of, oh, I want this now. If you were over eager and you needed to have it right this second, this is terrible news, because honestly, I feel like this definitely pushes the game back, at least in my opinion, a year and a half, 2 years.
It depends. It all depends on how much work was being done by them, and if it matters that they left now, if they're going to redo things. Like, we don't know what's going on there, and they're not going to tell us.
No, they won't tell us, but honestly, from what you said about, I didn't know that about the trailer, but I already had a feeling that this was definitely going to be pushed back like a year and a half. If it was that much, to where they were even saying that the gameplay trailer wasn't good enough, like, they definitely did not. There was things that they didn't do right. I'm going to say the cinematics were not done in the way that they would want them to be done, in multiple aspects. So I feel like there's a lot more work that's going to have to be done in this game, and I think it's definitely going to be, at least a year out.
That goes with our question, which we're asking you guys. Do you expect Final Fantasy VII Remake to be at E3? A, yes, a gameplay demonstration. B, yes, a story trailer. C, yes, just new images or artwork. Or D, no, it will not be at E3 in any way.
What do you think?
I don't think it will be there.
I think it's going to be a PSX thing.
I think Kingdom Hearts will be there, though. I think we'll get a story trailer, and that's
I didn't put that down there because you had already put it, but that's actually been one of my things. I think they're moving around their timetables. I think that they were originally going to do the first episode of 7, and then they were going to do Kingdom Hearts 3, and now I think it's going to be reversed. I think they're going to do Kingdom Hearts 3 and then 7.
As for what the chat is saying, nobody is saying a gameplay demonstration, but we do have a lot of people saying a new story trailer, a few people saying that we'll get an image or artwork, and just as many people is now tied. Actually, nope, now D is in the lead. No, it will not be there in any way, is what the majority of our chat is saying. Yes, unfortunately, it would make me so excited, and our reactions will be better if 7 Remake is there, because you'll see you'll see me flipping shit if it is there. So I hope that it is, just for everybody's sake. But I'm keeping my expectations low.
Yeah, I don't think it will be there at all. Like I said, I think the next time you see it will be PSX.
Yeah, unfortunately. We'll see what happens. If Kingdom Hearts there too, I'll be excited about it.
I think if Kingdom Hearts there, I think it's going to be okay. Like, I think that's a good substitute in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. All right, moving on. Mike, you are up with the next story.
Oh boy, I get a news story. Guys, I haven't done this in a while. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite roster supposedly leaked. Just to go through this, basically it's just saying, Marvel vs. Capcom's roster has so far been leaked except one character from, I think, the Capcom side.
I think so.
It looks like. So it was posted on NeoGAF by Rice, who has consistently leaked accurate information on Marvel vs. Capcom games in the past, and it also tallies information that Eurogamer has heard about the game. Again, something to my dismay, no X-Men characters are on this, and I think that kills it. One of my favorite characters to play as was definitely Wolverine. I definitely used him in certain modes and with certain team ups. So I think there's definitely a lot of hurt coming in here. but at the same time, I think they're trying to adapt. I think they're trying to show that they need it. I think they might use it if they have to, if there's enough outcry. But I think right now they're really trying to harp on the Marvel Cinematic Universe and utilize the characters they've brought into the movie.
After seeing Injustice, doesn't it just kind of look underwhelming a little bit?
So and it sucks because I thought this from the get-go. So I always liked that it was 3 characters per match.
It was, not anymore.
Which I thought was a perfect team up. It's a little overwhelming for new players, but and even myself who have been playing it for for a long time, but within that, I thought it added a lot of diversity, especially with the types of different characters it could bring in. I think one of the reasons they did this was not only to make it a little more accessible because of the X-Men, losing that. They had less characters that they had to use, so they didn't have to utilize the weirder, unique characters from our cinematic universe. In general, no, I think Injustice nailed it. Injustice did things to me that I never thought a fighting game
It did
would.
things to you?
It did. It absolutely
What did it do to you, Mike? Tell me.
I have batarangs inserted in places I never thought I would. I have grown a love interest for the boy Wonder that I also never thought I would.
PG-13.
It's still PG-13. I just
Yeah,
have love
good, man.
interest.
You're good.
I love him. So that game was far better than I ever planned it to be. And I think, it's definitely made MVC kind of a thing of the past, and I kind of wishing it just stayed there.
Yeah. Guys, we'll do the raffle right after the story. Let's find out what the roster actually is. Who do we
So
got here?
we'll go through the roster real quick. Minus the one Capcom character. So you have Arthur, Chris, Chun-Li, Dante, Firebrand, who I don't know, Jada, Monster Hunter, Morgan, Nemesis, Ryu, Spencer, Strider Haru, I can never say his name right. I was going to say Haru. Mega Man X. And then for the Marvel side, you have Ant-Man, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Gamora, Hawkeye, Hulk, Iron Man, Nova, Rocket and Groot combo, Spider-Man, Thanos, Thor, Ultron. And when I think about these characters, it's kind of a little concerning because there's so many heavy hitters on here, or these characters that should be heavy hitters. I'm afraid they're going to try to make it a little bit quicker, as well as some of the characters from the Capcom side are a little underwhelming. Like, I mean, one of my favorite characters to play with was Servbot, just because he was so tiny. He had a weird hitbox. And he was, in my opinion, one of the most unique and utilized characters. Plus his ultimate move was ideal. I don't know. I don't love this, but I'm not gonna.
Who do you think the one missing character is? Any idea? Any speculation on that?
No, because like none of these characters make sense anymore. They really don't.
How about you guys in the chat? Based on what Mike just said, what's the one character that's missing? Can't be an X-Men character.
No, it's gonna be Capcom. I don't know who it's gonna be.
Does it say it's got to be Capcom?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a Capcom character.
I have no idea what it would be. I don't see. The problem is I don't even know what Capcom games to them matter.
Was Zero in there?
Huh?
Zero from Mega Man?
No, but Mega Man X was.
Mega Man X was, but Zero wasn't.
Yeah, so I mean, they might put Zero in there. That could actually definitely make sense. Dude, if they put Beautiful Joe in this game, I will be so happy because I loved him in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Phoenix Wright was actually really interesting in MVC 3. I didn't get to play with him as much because he was DLC, so I only got to play with him more recently, but I just don't, like I said, I don't know what characters matter. Like, that's what this list is right here. These are the characters that matter now. It's all the Marvel Cinematic characters, even including Captain Marvel, who they're trying to bring out. It's all the characters from Capcom, from Resident Evil, all these games that matter right this second, not games that we used to be. So...
Interesting. Let's go to the raffle giveaway real quick. We're going to draw the winner right now. 4 people entered, and the winner is Of Her Story on Steam. Job32X.
Nice.
Is there any way that you could type that in for me next to Her Story real quick? Just type in Job32X for me.
Absolutely.
All right. Congratulations, Job32X. I will message you with the Steam code for Her Story after the show tonight. There is one more giveaway tonight later on, and it's a good one. Stay tuned for the second giveaway of the night later on in the show. Kelly, Lawprater, for the next story, why don't you bring in somebody from the queue?
All right, we're going to bring in Moofy.
Moofy, welcome to the show. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, I think.
Very nice to have you again on the show. You're here for one of the bigger stories of the night. So let's move on to it here. Nintendo Switch Online has been delayed to next year, but it also is being somewhat improved by changing the way the virtual console game library works. Kotaku wrote that the online service will be $20 a year. You can do $4 for 3 months, or for 1 month, I mean, and you can do $8 for a 3 month. Quote, Nintendo Switch Online subscribers will have ongoing access to the library of classic games with added online play. Users can play as many of the games as they want, as often as they like, as long as they have an active subscription. So like Maddie was saying earlier, it's somewhat like a Netflix structure for virtual console. Nintendo adds Nintendo Switch Online subscribers will be able to play a wide variety of classic games, including Super Mario Bros. 3, Balloon Fight, and Dr. Mario. More games will be announced at a later date. At launch, the classic game library will include NES games, Super NES games, continue to be under construction, but we have nothing further to announce at this time. It remains to be seen what they're going to do with their classic virtual console system. And that's why we have a poll for you guys in the chat. Do you prefer this new Netflix-like structure for virtual console, or do you prefer the old structure? A, new $20 subscription for access to all games. B, old structure where I pick which games I want to buy. Or C, do you think both structures are just wrong? I'll put that poll in the chat. Moofy, what's your reaction to this story, man?
It's kind of strange because I kind of like the idea how they're going to the Netflix style kind of thing with it. I think it answers a lot of questions for us, and it doesn't feel like Nintendo's going to do something silly like make the game available for a month and pull it. But of course, that's not a fixed collection. Of course, you know, they can add games in, they can remove some. I would rather prefer something close to what Games with Gold is doing, what PlayStation Plus is doing. I would still rather have them go with the monthly structure, and you know, whatever games you pick up from that are yours until your subscription runs out or whatever, rather than having those come out of your collection after a while.
Right, yeah, you're going to be in the middle of a game potentially, and then the end of the month comes along and you're screwed, right?
Right, well, that was what the fear is with the original plan. I think that a little bit too much is being read into this, though. Okay. And you gotta remember to look at the words. So I absolutely, like I said with Matty F and Matt, and yeah, absolutely, they said, you know, a list of NES games, SNES games would be added. If you look at their sales, while they did sell many NES games, they didn't sell as many NES games as any of the other consoles, with notable mention of SNES. SNES sells the most virtual consoles games out of any of the systems. Okay,
that makes sense to me.
And they make the most money off of it because it's the same product, you know, the same cost to, you know, put the product online, but they can charge more for it. So you have that, right? So I think giving people access to games like, you know, NES games for free, especially adding online things, you know, to Super Mario 3. I think that's really
very cool, yeah.
I think we're going to see that. I don't think we're going to see them add SNES or many SNES games to it. Or maybe it'll be like a certain month you get this game for free. They might change that up and add, you know, things at a time.
So you're thinking it's going to be a little bit of a hybrid where some of their smaller games will be on this monthly subscription service, and then the big ones,
right? Not even smaller ones, but you know, certain games. Maybe they'll add a couple here and there, and it might not rotate. It might rotate. They might change it. They've already changed in the past few months, apparently. So we see how, you know, true they are to the word on that. But I definitely think that I think it's going to have that Netflix style choice added to it, like you want, like you said, you like the idea of, and I would love that. Pay $50 a year and get access to, you know, NES, SNES, and, you know, N64 games.
Typically, how much does an NES game cost? How much does an SNES game
cost? Was it $5 for NES games?
So all you would need to buy is 4 NES games or 2 SNES games, and you're already paying the subscription service.
Pretty much.
I guess the question is, like, how long are games going to be on it before they take them off? Is it going to be switched out every single month?
Right.
Or is it going to be the games are on there for 6 months? And
I would say it's probably going to be closer to that, give it enough people.
If that's the case, I think this is pretty cool. If they're switching every single month, then I don't think it's so cool.
Absolutely not.
I think that I would just go for buying games individually if it's changing out every month. But if things are on there like they are on Netflix, where things are on there for 6 months and it tells you like ahead of time, this one's being removed on this date, and you're like, okay, if I haven't played this yet, I need to beat it by this point.
Exactly.
If that's the case, I think this $20 service is pretty cool, actually.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
And I think it's okay too, especially for the $20 a year price point, especially up here in Canada where we're starting to really get stretched for our dollar when it comes to games right now. It'll be more of a $27, $28 a year kind of thing.
Right.
But I'm happy with that compared to the $70 I'm paying for PS Plus and Xbox Gold, Xbox Live Gold each. So yeah.
Why don't you just buy the digital versions of the American cards?
Because they don't work on a Canadian account.
Oh, I know they do for the Switch.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you're right. You're right. It's the PSN cards and the Xbox Live cards that don't work.
Yeah.
Going to the poll real quick in the chat. Sorry to branch off there, but do you want the new or the old style? Most people are saying that they want the old structure. Actually, a vast majority. We've got 71.4% saying that they want the old structure, and the others are split between saying the new and
if
that
this
they don't
is the
like
only
either.
version of Virtual Console we get, I'm gonna absolutely 100% agree with you. I do not think that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to cut away the old structure entirely. I think it's going to be a little bit of both. I think there's potential for this to be really cool. Moofy, thanks so much for joining us tonight, man, and thank you for your opinion on the story.
Always a pleasure.
All right, take care. Level up, man.
Level up.
All right. Thank you for the votes. It looks like at the end there, a few more votes for... oh, there you go. A lot of people voting now. Coming in and saying that they do like the new structure. Now we're tied up. I think a lot of people just didn't realize the poll was active.
No, it's just because of the words I say.
There you go.
You're welcome, guys.
You can go with that.
It's okay.
So yeah, it looks like it's split now. And now the new structure is in the lead. Way to go, Mike.
You're welcome, guys.
You're so persuasive. Wow, man, look at this. Look at all these people voting for one
It's
now.
just- listen, my voice.
What a turnaround.
My voice is heard, and you're like, you know what?
Is that what happened on
That
your
sounds
walkabout?
like a guy who knows what the fuck he's talking.
You gained a superpower on your walkabout. Stop cursing.
Man. Power persuade. I've always had it. It's just it's hit heightened peaks.
Yes, there you go. All right, guys, we are going to go on to the trailer of the month. It is a good one. Trailer of the
Still
week. I'm sorry,
watching
not
it,
of the month. We've already reacted to a trailer for this before, but this one I've really enjoyed because I think it takes advantage of what makes this director so special, and that is the way he mixes music and video in such a masterful way, and that probably gives away what we're going to watch here. I'll introduce it just in case we throw this onto our YouTube, of course. Welcome, level uppers, to another live reaction time. A new trailer has released for Baby Driver, which is doing amazing. It's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I cannot wait for this freaking movie, and this new trailer is fantastic. Have you seen it yet?
No, not this one.
Oh, even better. Let's check out this trailer for Baby Driver. Enjoy, everybody. At least they bleeped it for us.
Find something funky on there. Just in case we gotta rip this joint up.
Love that he's got an old iPod.
Right?
When does this take
So
place?
here's the thing. I'm looking at some of the country's finest thugs, and of course, young Mozart in a go-kart over there. People love great bank robbery stories, so let's give them something bold
That's the best.
and
I'm Mike Myers
brazen
mask.
to talk about over their lattes.
Frank Underwood.
What you listening to? Oh, let me check. Tequila.
That was badass.
Yep.
This shit is bananas, dog.
Tequila.
I wonder how much he's going to speak in this movie. He totally has a Ryan Reynolds drive thing going on.
Ryan Reynolds.
Not Ryan Reynolds, I'm sorry, Ryan Gosling. Oh. John Hamm is the best.
That's some Oscar shit right there.
That's done.
Damn right.
It's crazy.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
What the
What a cool trailer, man. Really like that a lot. As I said, it shows the strengths of Edgar Wright and how he mixes video and music in such a great way. It's one of the reasons we were talking recently about who should direct Flash. Edgar Wright should direct
Absolutely,
Flash.
especially after getting screwed over with Ant-Man.
Exactly.
That would absolutely I can't imagine what Ant-Man would be. I mean, I like Ant-Man a lot. Like, I really do. I thought it was really refreshing and really different. Like, before Guardians became what it was, Ant-Man was that funny, goofy, you know, parts of the Marvel Cinematic.
Remember that very original conceptual trailer for Ant-Man that Edgar Wright did? Yeah.
Dude, that would have been bad.
They came close to trying to match that, but
it wasn't.
You can't help but wonder what he would have done with that
what
film.
What would have been...
What is your favorite of the Edgar Wright films, if you had to choose? Obviously, he did, the Shaun of the Dead trilogy, if you want to call it that, spiritual successors there. But he also did Scott Pilgrim.
No, I like Scott Pilgrim. I would say out of all of them, the second one in the trilogy.
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz
Easily, to this day, I still show people that movie and say, like, he knows what he's doing. Like, he nailed each one of those directors, styles in each one of his things. When he hit Bad Boys, he definitely hit Michael Bay. When he did you know, Point Break, like every single action movie he hit, and keeping it unique to his own with the same idea that Shaun of the Dead and everything like that. Shaun of the Dead was great, and I agree with you, Dean. That was a tough one. I love Scott Pilgrim, and I think it's unique.
Scott Pilgrim is mine.
Is it really?
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim's mine. I love Scott Pilgrim. Every time I watch that movie, I like it more. I just the action and the choreography and the editing and the mixing. I love that movie.
I don't disagree with you, Dean. I think this is definitely going to be the best one.
I have a feeling, this might top them all. I mean, the reviews are stellar, and I know with the advanced screenings, like, they were standing ovations. Like, everybody was so pumped about this movie. Yeah. So they say it's like a musical almost. It's like if you were to take La La Land but make it an action movie and make it not musical, as in voice numbers. It's just all soundtrack music that just is mixed masterfully with all the action.
Maybe we'll go to Baby Driver before we do my birthday thing then.
That would be awesome. I can't
all
wait
the same day if you're able to go with that.
June 28th, I think, is when it comes out. So
23rd, I thought.
23rd. Okay. Yeah, whenever that Friday is.
We're doing it. So
I would love
Baby
to see
Driver and then throwing axes.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do a review for you guys in the future. Thank you so much for watching this reaction. If you like the video, make sure to click that button here on youtube.com/levelupnetwork. And if you really enjoy the content, make sure to hit that sub button. Check out everything else we have here on the channel. If you want to see these live, all you got to do is go to twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow and follow us there. Again, thank you for watching. Until next time, take care. And as always, don't forget to level up. All right, guys, we are going to go to the second commercial break of the night. When we come back, we're doing another giveaway, and it's a good one. I think you guys are going to really like it.
Giveaway!
Hold on tight, Strife Girl's here. I'm Lesbians with you. There you go. That's so good. She knows Scott Pilgrim well. Remember that?
Yes, I do. Very well.
That's such a good
I need
scene.
to watch that movie.
It's a great movie. Hold on tight, Strife Girl. We'll be back in approximately 60 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 172. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, please hit that heart button right here at twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow. We will shout you out, turn on notifications so you get alerts when we go live. And if you really want to support us tonight like Derek did, hit that sub button. You'll get a spin of the prize wheel. Anything worth $5 more, we'll do that. That includes resubs, pledging on Patreon, cheering, or tipping $5 or more. Those all a part of that, and we got some cool shenanigans on the prize wheel.
I've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
I'm here as a guest. It would mean the world to me if I saw people sub and go to Patreon just because they saw me back on the show.
Aww.
I'm not saying you have to.
He wants to feel special, guys.
I just want to feel like I was a part of this and I meant something to it.
All right, well, we're going to do another giveaway real quick. This one is going to be for Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
Borderlands!
On Steam, courtesy of Kelly, of course. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
Let me pause the video here. Once again, Kelly, thank you so much for all the Steam Humble Bundle codes. Really appreciate that. You're the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to put it in the chat again, guys. It's going to be another 3-minute raffle. It is 1,000 XP per ticket, and you can buy a total of 5 tickets. And that begins right now. And you have 3 minutes starting right now as well. Did that work? It looks like it did.
Oh.
Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
Yeah,
yep.
Type X.
We are good.
To enter, so you're good.
All right, there you go, guys.
Haynes was the first vote.
Let's see, what's our next story? All right, yeah, let's bring in somebody. Kelly, who's the next on the queue?
Looks like it's Diclonius.
Diclonius Games. I think he's a good person for this because he's played the game. So let's bring Jose in.
Oh, hey.
Jose!
Oh, hey.
Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
It's the classy Amish douchebag.
The classy Amish douchebag.
Oh, that's me.
I feel like we need a jingle for that.
I'll figure it out.
There you go.
Okay.
Jose, you are in here at a good time because this is a story that I feel like you can talk about. Actually, Mike, this is your story. Go ahead.
It is my story. Guys, A Life is Strange prequel is supposedly in development.
Yeah, it's true.
Reportedly, actually, I should say, not supposedly, because it's reportedly into the works, as 8 supposed screenshots of a piece of concept art from the rumored unannounced game have leaked online. The images indicate that the prequel will focus on Life is Strange's Chloe Price and her best friend Rachel Amber, who is missing at the start of the original game. According to the French website, is that something credible now? Game Cult?
Yeah, Game Cult's not uncredible.
I don't know. I don't know them.
Is that a word? Uncredible? I was going to say incredible, but that's an entirely different word.
Lacking credibility?
Lacking credibility. Let's just go with that. I think that they are trustworthy.
All right.
You're good.
The prequel is being developed in addition to Don't Nod's recently unannounced follow-up to episodic teenage drama. Being developed by Deck 9 of Idle Minds.
Yeah, so this is an entirely different studio working on this.
Yeah, so it's kind of I'm guessing like Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You know, similar thing. Apparently they're deep in development on the narrative-driven game in a critically acclaimed franchise, which would say that this game is probably going to be coming out. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if we get some announcements for this.
It's funny because they came out and said that the sequel is not going to be at E3, and I wonder now if the sequel's not going to be at E3 because the prequel is going to be at E3 instead.
Do we want this? Like, I don't
personally, no, I do not.
Okay, like, is this absolutely, like, I feel like it's completely unneeded.
I think it's very unneeded. I'm okay with a spiritual successor sequel. I want something in the same universe. I want something not with Max and Chloe as the main characters. Jose, how do you feel about this? Do you want anything from Life is Strange anymore?
I think we pretty much got everything wrapped up within the actual 5 episodes. So, I mean, we found out who really killed Rachel. I don't think we really need any backstory before all that.
Would you want something with entirely new characters, but within the Life is Strange universe?
Like new characters that were in the Life is Strange universe, but we haven't focused on, or just new characters in general?
New characters in general, like new characters that we have not met ever before.
If it were done right, yes, but my major opinion, no. I think it wouldn't be done as well.
My thing has always been, I thought it would be really cool if they did 5 different episodes again, but with 5 different people that were affected from the original game, and you got to play with them, and it kind of shaped what happened a little bit, and what actions you took in that game actually ended up shaping one of the choices. So, like, for instance, let's say, I'm trying to remember name a big decision that you had in the game.
One that was directly related to Chloe and Max,
or that affected another person in the game too.
Well, Kate for one, her committing suicide or not.
Right. Okay. So say it was about that. Your decision reflects and shows what path that it would have gone on. So basically, but from the decisions that you make are paths that what's her name would that Max would take, you know, at the end of the game or during middle parts.
So
of the
you
game.
would want Max to be in the game?
You wouldn't ever play as Max,
but she's there.
The choices that you make actually impact the choices that you feel that you made, but really it was actually so it's just another.
You want another perspective then,
right? Another perspective. But each episode is a different person.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think I would be okay if it's like an entirely different superpower. And we talked about this, Dean, Greg, and I. Like, what did we say? I think we said mind reading. And maybe even mind control would be very interesting from a morality standpoint. It'll be a different power, and you can have an entirely new character. Make sure it's understood that it's in the same universe, because why even call Life is Strange unless you get that feeling that it's in the same universe?
Okay.
But new character, new power. That's my opinion on the sequel. Obviously, the prequel is going to be Rachel Amber and Chloe. I'm not sure what it's going to be about. Maybe just their romance and leading up to Rachel being captured, and then I guess it just ends with that. That's what I don't really get, is like, how do you end this game? It's just going to end with Rachel being kidnapped? Is that
right? Is
that what we got there? But at the same time, Left Behind from The Last of Us, we all knew how that was going to end. And they delivered a pretty powerful ending there.
Yeah.
So, there's potential here. I'm not going to,
I think they're banking too much on that, though, and I think that's the reason why they're doing it.
Yeah. I wonder if this is going to be episodic. I wonder if it's just going to be a one-time deal. Very curious.
It could just be like a, flat-out $20 game you buy and you play in one sit-through.
Dean, yes, they're doing a prequel and a sequel, supposedly.
Yeah.
And that's why our question for you...
games, I think, isn't it?
Well, the other project is the TV series. As we said in the poll,
right.
which Life is Strange project are you most excited about? Is it the prequel? Is it the sequel / spiritual successor? Or the TV series? Or do you just not care about Life is Strange whatsoever? Jose, were you going to say something there?
Can I vote all three? Because that would be kind of cool to have a TV series.
So, do you think the TV series is going to relate to a specific thing? Max and Chloe, the prequel, the sequel? What's your expectation there? Because the TV series is happening. That's confirmed.
It'd be Max and Chloe if they were going to base it off the game. But as far as the sequel goes, mind reading wouldn't be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you gave the character, like, let's say, like, I'm trying to think. Like, the character could have an effect of, like, nosebleeds maybe if she went in too deep or something.
Right, yeah, and I mean, you could really go a dark path with mind reading and mind control. That's already just the entire basis of mind control is pretty messed up.
Yeah,
like, there's no real way to do mind control without severely invading somebody's privacy and space.
Right.
So there's already a huge moral question off the bat if they bring that up. But it'd be interesting if it starts off with mind reading, and then as your powers progress throughout the game, it becomes mind control, and then it becomes your choice
you could also
if you should use mind control.
Too.
Teleportation? Yeah, I mean, if you're getting into warping time and space, then teleportation becomes possible.
Different perspectives. I'd like to see maybe like, Kate, maybe the security guy. I can't think of some other characters for a minute.
Alyssa, the one that you constantly move out of the way of footballs and a truck splashing water on her. Alyssa's the most interesting character of the entire game, let's be honest.
Maybe even the actual teacher who actually did everything.
The teacher, oh yeah, what's his name? Jefferson. Yeah, the Jefferson, that guy. I definitely don't want to play as that guy. I wouldn't mind seeing a different perspective for him, but I don't want to play as Jefferson, that's for sure. That would be pretty messed up to play as that much of a villain. It's okay to play as an anti-hero occasionally, but to play as a straight villain, that's never okay. That kind of reminds me of like House of Cards. A lot of people are asking now, like, is this guy just anti-hero or villain? And do I even want to watch the show anymore? Because I don't know if I want to root for this guy anymore. That's kind of what would happen if you played as Jefferson. It's like, how do I play as this guy? How do I root for this guy?
I don't know. House of Cards makes it so lovable though.
That doesn't really. Okay, that's an argument I've seen online, but that's a different story.
Who would play Max?
Who would play Max in the TV series? For me, it would be Bella Thorne. I think Bella Thorne would be great.
In my opinion, but that's just my opinion.
Who?
Dakota Fanning.
Dakota Fanning, not bad. She's
no, she's old enough now.
She's old enough now. Yeah, she kind of looks the part. I wouldn't be against that. She's a great actress, or at least was. I think she's not as good now as she was when she was a child actress. But what about you? You have any opinion on Max and Chloe? I know you didn't play Life is Strange, right?
I saw enough of it, and I still have it. Me and Danielle plan to play through it at some point. Those words that never mean anything.
Wow, Dean, you really missed all of that, didn't you? We talked about that on the show too. Yeah, they're doing a TV series too. Yeah,
Dean was really involved in the chat at that time.
I guess so. You missed that week. We definitely talked about the TV series on the show before.
But yeah,
Bella Thorne turned herself into a sex doll. When did that happen?
What? This is something.
Did she have a lot of surgery or something?
I'm gonna look this up.
I thought she was.
What that means.
I thought she just looked that way.
Jeez.
I'm assuming that Joey means that she's had a lot of surgery, which would be unfortunate because she was very pretty already. All right, whatever. Jose, thank you for joining us on the show, man. All right, man. Take care and level up.
Level up and stay classy.
Stay classy.
Stay classy and level up.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
No, man. Her nose and her lips. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Is her nose different?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is.
Let's see. I gotta see old. I don't
know. I'm trying to go through all the pictures, but like, you could definitely see like she definitely looks different between two. It almost looks like a sister.
Yeah, she definitely made her nose a little smaller. She used to look so much like Max. Now she doesn't. It ruined it. It's over, guys. The dream is dead. She used to look like
TV show
Max.
Canceled.
Yeah, TV show
because
canceled.
Bella Thorne looks awful.
What you do to yourself, Bella?
Jesus.
Next up, well, first let's look at the poll results. It looks like the most voted for is the sequel / spiritual successor. A lot of people excited about that. Otherwise, no votes for the prequel or the TV series, only that people don't have any interest in Life is Strange.
Nope. I think it needs to be, like someone else said, it needs to be dead. Like, that definitely was a game that should have told its story and then finished. Like, just
as I said, I'm okay with a completely different character, just a spiritual
how
successor.
much they're doing. Listen, I don't care if you had this huge theory about and all these stories you felt were untold. You told a story that needs to be laid to rest. Like, it's just it is what it was. Is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it was.
It is what it was. No, it is what it was. I meant to say that, but I want to make sure I said it right. It is what it was. Like, it was something that is going to stay with you, but as what was told beforehand. Anything that comes after it's just going to warp it.
Yeah. And as I said, I forgot to mention that it is free for PSN this month through PlayStation Plus, which once again lends credence to the probability that we're going to get something Life is Strange related at E3 this month.
Matty F and Matt said, I got no problem with what I'm seeing on Bella Thorne's Instagram.
She's still attractive. Don't get me wrong. She doesn't look like Max anymore is all I'm saying.
Right. No,
it's not like she did something like
she has
drastic.
that fake look to her as opposed to that natural beauty that she had before.
I agree. All right, next up, I'm really excited that Square Enix, specifically Tokyo RPG Factory, has announced their new game. Tokyo RPG Factory is, of course, the studio that did I Am Setsuna, which, from what I've played so far, is great. I will be getting back to that after I am done with...
Should I get it for the Switch?
I don't know, man. Are you into like very classic turn-based RPGs?
I can be. I think I have my...
It's very reminiscent of Chrono Trigger, which is why I enjoyed it so much. This one looks to be the same case. Square Enix... Next role-playing game is called Lost Sphere. That is spelled S-P-H-E-A-R. So it's a mixture of sphere, as in like the circle sphere, and a spear, I guess is the other word they're trying to mix in with that. Early 2018 for the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, and the PC. What's missing? Xbox One. I guess they still haven't gotten a hold of those Japanese guys yet. But the protagonist, his name will be Kanata, and he's on a journey to save his disappearing home village. Quote, to stop the world from being lost forever, Kanata and his comrades set out to rebuild the world around them with the power of memory. By manifesting thoughts into matter. At least it's not the power of friendship.
God. Was it Pokemon?
The power of friendship!
What is that?
I don't know. That's just JRPGs in general. Friendship. Kingdom Hearts is that.
Oh my
really.
God, dude!
Kingdom Hearts is the power of friendship. The new news release said Lost Sphere will feature a retooled version of the active time battle system from I Am Setsuna, and it will be coming early 2018. I Am Setsuna came out in July of 2016, of course. So here it is on the big screen for you guys.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. I watched this earlier, and I really like the idea of it. And I definitely have my modes. And I'll tell you right now, like, the Switch is... I think the Switch is made for games like this. That you can take on your go. Like, it's one of those games... This is one of those games I never would have played on the PS4. I would have played on the Vita, had they made the Vita version. Or at least I Am Setsuna, I should say.
Right.
I would have played on the Vita had they made the Vita version. So games like this, I think I definitely will play on the Switch more. So I might get I Am Setsuna, see how I like it, and then get this afterwards.
Yeah, I think some people are actually comparing the logo to Mother, if I remember right. I could be wrong on that, but I believe.
I wonder if that's like the idea that they want to go through. Like,
Maybe.
the I Am Setsuna was very similar to
Chrono Trigger.
The tropes of Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Maybe this one's going to be very similar to Mother. You're gonna
They're
have
almost like homages.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I feel like maybe that's what we're going to start seeing with this.
I still think it's really smart of Square Enix to have a studio that is entirely based around making B-level RPGs.
Oh, it's absolutely perfect. And I think
they don't need voice acting.
Really well.
They don't need to have this crazy combat system. Just go back to turn-based. Go back to a really great orchestral score.
Right.
No voice acting. Go back to the roots. Yeah, go back to the roots. And a lot of people wanted that, and now they're delivering on that. I Am Setsuna got pretty good reviews. It didn't get like great reviews, but that was their first game.
Right, and honestly, the issues that it had weren't anything more than you would get out of playing some of the classics.
Right.
The issues that it had were
maybe it was just too close to those.
Exactly. I think that's the problem.
They spell sphere wrong. Right. So I will definitely be keeping an eye on that one.
When do you want to do the giveaway?
I was going to do that right now. I was going to reveal who won. It is Borderlands, the pre-sequel. The raffle is closed. We had 6 people enter in on that. And
those people that never played Borderlands, this is a good game, but if you like this game, you are in for a treat when you play the others.
I heard pre-sequel is actually pretty good.
I like pre-sequel too. I know other people like it more than I do, but it's definitely a great game.
Well, anyway, the winner of Borderlands, the pre-sequel on Steam is Tempest Moriendi.
Nice,
Would you mind typing that in next to Borderlands, the pre-sequel for me? That is the final giveaway of the night. We will give away another 2 games next week, guys, during E3. Actually, we'll wait 2 weeks. Let's do it during a normal show. Next week's going to be crazy enough with E3. So in 2 weeks, during one of our normal talk shows, we'll give away another two games for you guys. Thank you to everybody that entered. Congratulations to those that won. I believe it was Job 32X and now Tempest Moriendi. Congrats, guys. All right, and who else do we have on the queue, Kelly?
Last one right now is 9 Fox.
That works for me. That's actually the perfect person for this story.
Yeah, dude, if there's anybody in here that would actually be perfect for this.
That works out perfectly. Derek, welcome to the show.
Oh, awesome.
Oh.
And Mike.
Awesome.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, man?
What's up, bud?
I missed you a lot, and I'm really happy that your beard has grown.
Bring for the hugs. Give the hugs.
Okay. All right.
That's a beautiful air hug right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I hope you're doing the same.
Derek is also very big, apparently, according to my arms.
I hope you're doing an air hug right now, Derek.
He's not.
I actually did do a air hug.
Oh, adorable.
I would show you guys, but there's
no video yet.
Exactly.
On Discord.
So, Derek, if there was Discord video, would you take advantage of it?
I would so much, and I would try to fix this camera that I'm using on my laptop to make sure it follows me everywhere I go.
There you go. So there are people that will take advantage of it. I understand why Kelly doesn't want to use it, but I like the option just for people like you, Derek. But anyway, this story is totally catered to you. Go ahead, Mike.
I will. I'm actually excited to hear this because I actually didn't look into it until I saw it in the outline. And I was very interested in seeing what it was.
Thank you,
Scone Lad. Guys, kind of funny. Obviously, there's been some change-ups, but they did announce their new content at Kind of Funny Live 3, which happened last night, right?
It did, yeah.
Yeah, it was last night.
And they revealed, like, in a video this morning.
Oh, that's cool. So I think I watched a video. Everybody at this point, I'm sure, has heard that it was interested in them. Colin Moriarty left, and thus came the end of P.S. I Love You. So they announced their new replacement, if you will, which will be it will follow up after the Kind of Funny morning show, which was formerly Colin and Greg Live, and go in depth in game news, game releases, and listener questions for about 45 minutes each day. What's really exciting for me is the cast, and this will be the regular cast, and it will be Tim Geddes, Andy Cortez. Is it Renee? Is that her last name?
That is Andrea Renee.
Okay, it is Andrea Renee. I always want to say Reem, but it is Andrea Renee and Danny O'Dwyer.
Now, the last two, as far as I know, are not going to be on every day. They're going to be returning guests, where they're going to be ones that you'll see here and there, and those will be the most common guests that come on. But they're going to switch it up a lot. It's going to be like a rotating chair of sorts.
Okay.
Now, what's crazy about this is the amount of content that they're adding. Yes, P.S. I Love You is no more, but a daily gaming show following an already daily show, which is now going to be all shenanigans, supposedly. They're going to do pop culture and shenanigans, and then the Daily Show will be all games. And then on top of that, they still have the Games Cast, which they said they're retooling to be just like a normal discussion on games. So it seems like there's just... I think it's great, and I love that they're trying to add so much. I'm a little concerned that they're going too far. Do you agree, Derek? Does it seem like a little too much to you?
It's kind of weird, because once Colin left, I was kind of like... Okay, I feel a little empty inside, so I actually canceled my sub to them.
Okay.
So...
When I left, did you cancel your sub to Level Up Show?
No.
No, he did not.
I did not, but I did cancel my first Patreon.
No, it's okay. I got what I needed to hear. That was the last hug you'll get from me.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm kidding, man.
Tell me, you were once a fan. You still are a fan, right, Derek?
Yeah, I still am. I'm just not as big.
Okay.
I think you're in the same boat I am. I listen a lot. Actually, P.S. I Love You is one of my most listened to podcasts for a long time there. So this was actually kind of bumming me out.
I think
like
that's
Gamescasts.
The biggest offender to me, and I'm just really confused by it, is that they're not doing anything to do PlayStation dedicated stuff.
I understand it, and he kind of described it perfectly. Like, it was him and Colin that made that.
That's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah, doesn't mean he can't do a different PlayStation thing, though.
Right, I absolutely agree.
Of a different name. Here's my problem, is that he literally says in this video here that the Gamescast doesn't work. He said 4 topics doesn't work because then you're waiting 4 weeks for a certain topic, and then it's late, so now they're going to just do games discussion. but the Daily Show is games discussion. So why not get rid of Gamescast or turn the Daily Show into Kind of Funny Gamescast and then do a PlayStation show? Why are you doing two different gaming shows, one daily, one weekly, and not doing anything PlayStation dedicated, which your fans totally expect from you?
Right, absolutely.
It seems a little bizarre to me. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it. I think it's very ambitious. Danny O'Dwyer is amazing. So
doing
that's
more
great.
content. I do as much as I like Colin.
Go ahead, Derek.
I think I know a good kind of juxtaposition with Easy Allies. Like they'll have their Easy update every week, and then they'll have Frame Trap, which is just game specific. So I think with the daily gaming show, that will kind of be the Easy update format, and the Gamescast will take on more of a Frame Trapped, where it's just talking about the singular game that has come out for that week.
Yeah, you might be right there, man. That's the thing is I'm not going to, be totally down on this because it might turn out to be great. I wonder if they're going to be able to take the daily news and really make a 45-minute show out of it. There are a lot of days where there's, lacking news. So I'm curious to see how they're going to handle those 45-minute shows on those days, especially on days where they don't have Danny O'Dwyer and Andrea Renee. If you guys don't know Danny O'Dwyer, he does a channel called No Clip, which does amazing documentaries. He's working on a Final Fantasy 14 one right now, which the teaser trailer went up for, and just, oh man, that guy goes all out. So much hard work from Danny O'Dwyer. In my opinion, he's one of the hardest working guys in the industry, and I don't understand why he doesn't have the biggest Patreon of all of them. But that's another story. I'm really happy to see they got him on board, and Andrea Renee is a great personality as well. So they're getting the right people.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I cut you off earlier, though. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. All I was saying was it sucks. I like Colin. I think I like Colin. I'm in that party of I like Colin more than the people that didn't like. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I definitely liked him a lot. I liked what he brought to the show. But the only thing I hated was just his lack of dedication to it, which obviously became more obvious. And what I respect about this is that they are showing people, listen, we are actually going to do more content now, which sucks because as much as I like Colin, it just shows he was really one of the reasons why they were kind of held back as far as different stuff, because they couldn't get someone that was really integral to the business involved on more things more regularly. So I think this is a good thing. Like I said, I do agree with you. I think they could have done something different, but it's good to see that it went right into, okay, listen, let's pivot, let's do something else. And I respect that. I've seen it personally. It's very tough to handle a situation like that, and you can attest to that, I'm sure very well. But it's exciting to see what's going to come from this. So
yeah, I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Colin, and I didn't like how he was checking out, but I will say that the moment he left, I totally sensed it within the group, and their dynamic changed, and it became too goofy and not grounded enough, and I feel like they needed to get another guy back like that, and Danny O'Dwyer is that guy.
Exactly that, yep.
So that was a very smart move on their part, and I think that's going to change the dynamic, especially if he's there more often than not. We'll have to see how often he is there. Any last words from you, Derek, on how you're feeling about all this news?
I have a problem with your words there, Andrew, and I think you need to delete your Twitter.
Oh no! Did I misspeak? I'm sorry.
Zing.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, I just wanted to do that.
I know you did. No, I still
dude.
listen to Kind of Funny pretty often, and I still like the guys. I think that they're rebuilding. I think their content isn't as good as it used to be, but I think that with this news, there's potential for it to become great again. I just hope that they're able to balance themselves. Sometimes it's better to pull back and make sure the content you have is excellent than just keep throwing stuff in there. And I wonder if a year from now, Kind of Funny Live 4, they're going to be like, yeah, this was too crazy, guys. We're going to refresh again and try something else, because this sounds like a lot, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But Derek, thank you so much for joining us again this week.
You're welcome, and thanks for opening the door for me.
I've opened the door for you, and maybe for others later. We'll see.
Ooh,
we shall see.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Take care. Level up, man.
Level up. See you, Mike.
See you, bud.
All right, that is the end of the level update. We're going to go back into our news segment, something you haven't seen before, Mike. You ready for this?
Rapid fire.
It is called Rapid Fire News Roundup.
I love it. That's absolutely ideal. Dude, when I read that, that's exactly what I pictured in my mind, too.
So, real quick, these are the other stories from the week. There is a gold PS4 coming next week.
Ooh.
According to a leak from Target, it literally just looks like a gold PS4. But what's kind of shocking about it is I think it's going to be $250.
That's what it's looking like. So I'm wondering, are we going to see a price drop for the PS4 to combat the Scorpio announcement?
Yeah, but if this is releasing next week before the E3 conferences, doesn't that breaks it, right? Because I think this is coming out on the 9th.
Is it?
If I remember right. Yeah, I believe it's coming out on the 9th. So why would they release a console at a lower price before E3 and before they announce it?
Unless maybe that's going to be a upcoming price. Like, I mean, maybe it's... What did the picture actually look like? Because I don't remember.
It's a 1 terabyte,
right?
Gold PS4.
Where did the date come from?
The date came from in the system at Target. Whoever took the picture and went into the system, they leaked it online, and it said June 9th, I believe.
Maybe
I could
June
be wrong.
9th is a stock date.
More than that. Maybe.
There's multiple ways that could be read into.
That's true. It could be a stock date.
I am going to say this could be an announcement of a gold PS4 with new price point. 249, whatever.
Not just the gold one, man.
No, in general.
Gold is so gaudy, I would never buy
a
gold
it's
PS4.
Absolutely terrible.
Assassin's Creed t-shirt leaked a new logo for the game and the name of the protagonist.
I like the logo a lot.
Cool.
I always liked just from hieroglyphic. Hieroglyphic.
I had trouble saying it last week too. Yeah,
dude. And when you say it out loud, you're I know how to say it. It's rough. But I like the look of it. I've always liked the Assassin's Creed logo anyway. I mean, the date's nothing big. We kind of had a feeling.
49 BC.
Ooh, that's something.
And the name of the character supposedly is Bayek.
It's gonna be interesting.
And the logo has the Eye of Horus in it. So.
Okay.
PS3 has officially ceased production everywhere. It is no longer being produced. Japan being the last place.
That was. I mean, it didn't. That didn't last as long as PS2 did, didn't it?
I don't think it did.
I think PS2 lasted like another 7 years or something like that after.
More years than this, that's for sure. Yeah. I'm a little surprised that it stopped production, but we do have a question for you guys. I took the top 5 Metacritic exclusive, PS3 exclusive games, and they are The Last of Us, Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, Little Big Planet, God of War 3, and Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. Of those, which was your favorite PS3 exclusive? The end of an era, guys. PS3 is dead. No more. Star Wars Battlefront is free right now if you are a new subscribing member of PlayStation Plus. If you are already a member, you don't get it. How do you feel about that?
I actually think it's cool. I think it's a really smart thing for them to do, especially with games like this. If you are already a subscribing member, and you want this game, buy it. Buy a new subscription or just buy the game. You have options for it. But I think it's a good way for them to bring in. This is a very typical, very standard business model in most companies nowadays, especially when it comes to digital content. So I think this is an extremely smart move that none of the other gaming consoles have done yet.
Yeah. And lastly, Kingdom Hearts Orchestra Concert is starting up very soon, and what's kind of surprising about it, and maybe gives a little bit of a peek at what we might see at E3, is that there's going to be exclusive story cutscenes with voice acting and everything as a part of the orchestral concert. Does that mean that we might get some story stuff at E3? We'll have to wait and see, but that's pretty cool. I know Greg is going to see the orchestral concert, so we'll have to ask him if they had any cool story-related cutscenes there or something like that.
Yeah.
And that is it. Those are the 5 rapid-fire stories this week. Next up, the community-focused segment of the show. I'll let you guys keep voting on your favorite PS3 exclusive. The community-focused segment of the show. What's it called? Do you know?
On the Pots.
On the Pots. He remembers.
I always remember.
He remembers. Guys.
You know why I remember?
Why?
Because for whatever reason, when growing up, my grandmother used to call the toilet the pot. So you would call her once in a while, and she was like one of those like very weird grandmothers or older people that would while they're in there. Like, I'm on the pot, and she's like,
That is not the reason that I wanted to call that, but anyway, you guys can submit your hard-hitting questions every week on our Discord. Now there is a channel dedicated to on-the-spot questions. This one comes from Diclonius Games, who was a part of our show tonight. He asked if you could have a conversation with any 5 gaming-related people, including yourself, who would you want at your round table?
Ooh,
so we need 4 people that you would want at your gaming round table.
Oh, including myself?
Yeah, the 5 includes yourself.
Adam Sessler.
Okay.
Cliffy B.
Okay.
I would say Tetsuya Nomura.
It's a good one.
And for my last one, I don't know, man. I want to go with the joke thing and say like Reggie, just so we can
Reggie Fils-Aimé?
Yeah, just so we can laugh at him, make an ass out of himself for like the things that he will
that he says
defend Nintendo for. But
just see the mental gymnastics that he would go through to defend certain things would be
exactly.
fun.
But I think I'm gonna go with. I'll tell you right now, and this is very. G4 shaped me.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go with Jeff Keighley in a way, but I think I'm actually going to switch and go over to Kevin Pereira.
Kevin Pereira of the Attack.
Yeah.
Those are not bad. One of those is one of the ones I'm going to say, actually.
Tetsuya?
Yeah. God, I want to know what the hell happened with Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Right.
You know, let's find out what went on there. All of mine have to do with like controversial stuff. Hideo Kojima. Come on, man.
Right.
You were locked away, like,
oh my god,
in a room.
Dude, you're right.
Like, I need to know more about this, man. What was this room like? Where were you locked away in? Was it the basement? Like, was it a dungeon? Like,
was it gray walls and like a locked door all the time? Like,
how much was cut from Metal Gear Solid 5? Was there more chapters? Like, what did you want to do with that game? I need to know what happened with Metal Gear Solid 5. Fumito Ueda.
Okay.
The Last Guardian, man. I want to know everything that went wrong there. Tell me about the troubled history of The Last Guardian.
I would just talk to him and find out what the cross is between Eco and Shadow, and if there was one for Last Guardian.
Too. I would like to know about the connections. I'd like to know about what he's working on next. Supposedly it's going to be open world. It's going to be more related to Shadow of the Colossus than anything else. So I would love to know what that guy's working on. And I need one more, huh? One more? Hironobu Sakaguchi, man. Father of Final Fantasy. I want to talk with him all about Final Fantasy. I want to find out about the days when he got cut out of Squaresoft. Final Fantasy Spirits Within and the bomb that it was, and that tumultuous time period where he had to leave because he really sunk that company at that time. He put a lot of money into that film, and it was a bomb.
Yeah.
But still, that guy created the series that I love most. He's the father of that
series.
He
knew where it was going, and I think, honestly, as bad as that movie was in many ways, like,
I like it, actually.
It wasn't a right. I was about to say
it's not a Final Fantasy movie.
Bad movie, no. But I think he was ahead of his time. Look at where Final Fantasy ended up going.
Yeah.
You know, look at 13.
He's actually happy with where it's gone now. 13, he was so down at 13, and I think he was probably like, yeah, thank God I got out.
Right.
But 15, he has come out and said that he's happy with the direction it's going in now. I would love to see him come back eventually. He's still at Miss Walker. He's still doing, like, mobile stuff. Just, like, come back and do console stuff, man. You were such a great director. He was able to lead a team in a great way. Tetsuya Nomura is a really great visionary.
Mm-hmm.
He's absolutely awful at managing a team.
Right, as execution.
Absolutely awful.
Mm-hmm.
We need somebody like Sakaguchi being the director, managing the people, and Tetsuya Nomura be the idea guy, be the visual guy.
That's what we were all hoping would happen with the panel, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Final Fantasy panel, but I don't know how well that's done really for them.
The Final Fantasy panel.
Remember how after the issues with 13 and Versus 13, they created that panel?
Oh, where they would talk with each other and all
Right.
that. Yeah, I never heard of that once again after that.
No,
Yeah.
that was an ideal situation.
But
for
Hironobu
me.
Sakaguchi did come out at remember that big event for Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it's called. Oh, Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
He came out at the start of that, so maybe he is a little bit more involved now.
Like I said, I think the panel still exists. I think they just don't bring a lot of attention to it. I think it's more like a secret conversation.
I know Tabata, the second director on 15, said that he talked with Sakaguchi here and there.
Right.
So maybe he's a mentor of sorts now, which is great. Great news.
Great.
Going back to our rapid fire discussion real quick, you guys voted for The Last of Us as the top PS3 exclusive. After that was Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, then Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, Little Big Planet, and God of War 3 tied. Of those 5, is The Last of Us your choice? What do you think?
Yeah, I was never big on Uncharted. Little Big Planet, as fun and great as it was not Last of Us levels. Metal Gear Solid, like, it's weird. I am not. If you look at this list and you look at the games I've played, I am not a PlayStation guy.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at this list and look at some of my favorite games, I'm not a PlayStation guy by that. As much as I love my PlayStation, but yeah,
you would have probably been like Killzone or something, right?
Killzone was good. That was
2. I know you
definitely
love
up there.
Killzone 2.
I love the multiplayer of Killzone 2. I thought there was something very. You have to admit there was nothing more rewarding than that little chirp.
I agree. Yeah,
that
the chirp
was
is great,
one
which
of
is
the best
kind
things.
of a little bit there in Horizon. They have some sounds similar to that. Yeah,
they definitely do. But no, I definitely think Last of Us was definitely up there.
Rick says top 5: Jess Kaplan from Blizzard for Overwatch, Neil Druckmann, that would be a great one, Jason Blundell of Treyarch, Hideo Kojima, of course, Yoko Taro of Square Enix for Nier Automata, which I heard is very, very good.
I could adjust mine. There's different things. Like someone asked, Gravy Bus right there. He said, "Why Cliffy B?" Have you ever listened to Cliffy B just have a conversation, or do you follow his Twitter? Like, he's an entertaining, fun guy. Like, if you look at that guy, the only one that doesn't really fit for my group of people that I would want to have a conversation with was Nomura. But Nomura was very influential, and he's definitely very similar to me, and all of those guys are. They are all idea guys. Every single one of those guys is an idea guy, except for, as I pointed out, Reggie, who is just kind of almost
he's a talking head.
Yeah, he's a suit with a game console. And so all of those guys, though, I think I could definitely have a really fun, interesting conversation. It's more so about fun.
You remember in Parks and Rec that episode where they had the one guy that was like a robot, and Adam Scott and what's her name?
You mean The Office?
No, Parks and Rec. It was pretty late in the show.
When he goes and oversees the campaigning.
Yeah, that guy, how's the weather guy?
Yeah, with and April and him are up there, and it's. Great weather.
That guy's Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Oh my god, he absolutely is.
Reggie is a robot.
Perfect. Oh my
he has zero
personality.
He is just a guy in a suit.
No,
I really dislike Reggie. At least the way he portrays himself. Who knows how he is in real life? But it just I don't like him as
he is completely
the
fake.
spokesperson. He's
There's
so fake.
nothing in him. Like we're in a time where the culture you should be a gamer. You know, and there are enough gamers that are professional enough. And respectable enough, and have the business degrees, that could do his job far better than he does. So I don't understand why
I like
he's still in his place.
Layden now, because at the beginning I was worried about Layden, because when he first came out I was like, oh god, this guy sounds a lot like Reggie. But in the PlayStation Experience stuff and all that,
look when he sat down with Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
That was easily one of my favorite parts in the last 5 years of gaming in general. Like the look of this is like, guys, I'm meeting my idol, or just you know what I mean, or just like that kid at school that gets to hang out with this popular kid in sports.
Exactly.
Like that was him, and that shows Reggie Fils-Aimé here, I'm a Muppet. It's like, all right, cool, man.
That changed my perspective.
Get the fuck off the stage
on Layden. That he's now my top. Phil Spencer is great, and he's a game developer.
Yeah.
But the problem with him is he's too far in that direction
Adam.
to where he has trouble speaking sometimes.
I miss Boyas.
Boyas is Sony though.
Right.
Was Sony, I should
right,
say.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I miss Boyas there.
He was great.
So
was what's the freak is his name? Trenton.
I like Trenton, but I think a lot of Trenton's fun was actually at the jokes that they made with him with Kevin Butler.
I like that he was self-deprecating.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I like that a lot too. But I think Adam Boyes was definitely that fun, goofy guy. He's like, listen, I'm a gamer too, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. He was great.
That was ideal to me. But God, Reggie Fils-Aimé, you are just a big giant buffoon in a suit.
Thank you for the question, Jose. A really good question this week from you. We are going to go to the final commercial break of the night. When we come back, it is time. It is E3 predictions. We got some more from you guys that you submitted on Discord. Of course, Mike and I have our predictions, and maybe some doors will be opening.
Open the door.
We'll find out. Hold on tight. Big Gamer 999. We'll be back in approximately 60 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 172. I love that in between commercial breaks, a bear is just going to suddenly appear there on the YouTube archive.
Your hair smells very interesting.
It smells good. You don't think it smells good?
I don't dislike it, but I feel like I'm walking into an 80-year-old woman's Jersey Shore home.
Okay. I think that's a great smell.
I don't know.
An 80-year-old's shore house. So that's a great smell.
It's like I should be having fun here because there's the beach, but there's something interesting in controlling my thoughts right here.
As I was saying, if you guys like to stream at any point, please hit that heart button right here at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. We will give you a shout out. You will get notifications whenever we go live. Just turn on notifications. Prize wheel is active. Anything worth $5 or more will get you a spin of the prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, or tipping. Of course, we urge you guys to sub over the next several months, because if we hit 80 subs by the fall, we are getting a partner spotlight on the front page of Twitch for a full week. A huge opportunity that could really raise exposure for the channel.
Dean said that
please
he
help us
doesn't
get
think
there.
the subs are working because he resubbed and it didn't notify.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I'm very interested to see what our subs are at. Curious.
Derek worked.
But that was at the beginning.
That was at the beginning, yeah. Follows are working. Did you refresh the stream, Dean, once you subscribed? You have to refresh usually once you subscribe. So, just a heads up to anybody who does subscribe. Usually you have to refresh the page for it to sync up. But yes, a partner spotlight would be huge for our channel, so we would really appreciate any help in getting there. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you are therefore a Twitch Prime member, which means you can sub to our channel for free manually each month and help us on the road to that goal. So keep that in mind as well. All right, guys, it is time. We love doing this every year. Thank you for being with me here for that.
Oh,
they're working.
Maybe these people just aren't refreshing.
Yeah, you have to refresh. Thank you to Baz023S for the $5 sub. Really appreciate it. We're going to give a prize wheel to Baz before we get moving here.
So what's with the health thing?
Okay, so here's how the Bit Boss works. It's actually an ongoing thing. So Baz is now the Bit Boss because he just subbed. He beat out Derek, who had 100 HP from subbing before. So since a sub is worth 500 HP, he beat the 100 points of Derek and is now the Bit Boss with 400 HP. Somebody could tip $5 and beat him, or they could sub, or if somebody tips $3 and knocks them down to 100, Baz then can heal himself by tipping or cheering. So
you've really thought this out.
I didn't create this.
Oh no?
No way, man. That would be crazy.
I was gonna say, I was like, that's pretty.
Everybody's using it though, because it's a really
awesome.
cool interactive feature for subbing, resubbing, tips, cheers. It's a really cool idea. So, let's do the prize wheel spin for Baz. This is for you, buddy.
Ooh.
Thank you for getting us back up to 64, I believe, subs. And it's going to be a custom welcome message for Baz. He already has one, so we're going to spin again. Slap at the bass is his custom welcome message. Slap at the bass, man. There he is.
That's awesome. I love that that's his.
But instead, we're going to do 100 XP to the entire room.
We're getting a lot of XP tonight.
Yeah, it's just the way the wheel is falling. He would have gotten a custom welcome message if he didn't already have one. Damn it. Baz, why'd you have to be so supportive? Ricky, give 100 XP to the entire room, buddy. Thank you for the level up. Oh, why am I spinning again? We don't need to spin again. Nobody else, right?
I don't know. Enough people.
Well, let's see what's going to land on, just in case somebody does do something.
Do we not dance anymore? Is that not a thing?
Not for that.
What the shit, dude?
No 1,000 XP to the entire room. That only happens if somebody does something worth $5 or more. That is the next thing.
Interesting.
All right. So we're going to start off with nobody in the room, just me and Mike. We're going to go through our predictions first. All right, guys?
We're going to do this back and forth?
We'll go back and forth.
All
right. Let me put some E3 videos from last year up for you guys. You can feel the hype. You can feel the excitement.
The reaction ones?
No, just the official conferences from last year.
The reactions from last year were absolutely perfect.
Oh, you're right. Guitar Freak, technically you did have a spin.
Oh, yeah, because you and Kristen didn't do it on...
yes, so 1,000 XP to the entire room. There you go.
There you go.
Please, Rick, 1,000 XP to the entire room. Do it. I will go first, if you don't mind.
I think that's actually appropriate.
First up. Lights go down. Angry voice is heard. Thank you for the follow. The Kratos, the new Norse mythology Kratos, walks out on screen. I'm not going to go into detail because this is going to be a huge boss battle. It's actually going to be. It's going to be an epic boss battle because we already saw what it looked like with him, with the close quarters over the shoulder and the traversal. I think what people want to see now is what happens when the camera gets more dynamic, when it pulls out. Like, what's the motion going to be like there? I think some people are nervous that it's going to be a little too tight. And I think they're going to prove those guys wrong with this demonstration they do this year. It's going to be a really, really cool boss battle demonstration. It's going to show the best graphics we've ever seen on the PS4. And of course, it's going to be running on the Pro. But the big surprise at the end of the gameplay demonstration will be that it is coming holiday of this year.
That would be fucking amazing. And I don't think that's absolutely unreasonable.
I don't think so. I think it's a possibility.
I like
they
that.
are usually March, so I'm being a little ballsy here. They're usually March,
right.
But I think there's potential for it to be holiday.
What games do they have coming on holiday?
Gran Turismo.
That's it. They haven't really had a great holiday release schedule lately for Sony, internal Sony IPs.
They don't need to release it this year. Gran Turismo will probably carry them just fine, but obviously Gran Turismo is so much different than God of War. They won't cannibalize each other in any way. I think there is potential for this to happen. Also, quick reminder, these predictions that we are naming right now, these will 100% go on the bingo card that we're going to be putting together, and then we're going to be taking 8 of your predictions, the ones that we like the most, and also incorporating them into the bingo card. It will be 24 predictions, 1 free space, and we're going to make 30 randomized versions of that card and a PDF for you to download and print out one of those, the one that you think arranges the predictions in the best way for a win. And we're all going to have those on E3 Sunday and Monday of next week.
Doing any giveaways for this?
Giveaways for this segment here?
Bingo.
For the bingo. I'll think about that. Not right now. I don't have any plans on like if somebody wins getting a giveaway, because there's probably going to be a few people that win, I would imagine.
I'll figure out
and there's no way of confirming really necessarily that somebody won or didn't print out another card.
I was going to say, unless they submit it to us.
Yeah, so we'll have to think on that. There's potential there. Go ahead.
All right. So guys, I want to touch on something real quick before I get into my predictions. I don't know if you looked at my predictions at all.
I barely, just a little bit.
All right. I want to say something. Everybody here, all 3 of you, call me insane and crazy and absolutely absurd for predicting a game that, granted, it wasn't announced at E3, but they definitely announced NAC 2, and I just want you guys to understand I know my shit.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I just want to put that in there. I didn't want to forget this.
Yeah, that was pretty surprising.
No, I knew that was happening because there was too many rumors. There was too much talk about it.
It was definitely not out of the question.
So Sony will have an exclusive in-game slice on Destiny that will show what will and unfortunately what won't transfer over to the new game. It will be a gameplay that we haven't seen yet for Destiny, and they will also announce a beta for the game starting that day or the next day for PS4 players first, and then for other consoles, including PC, days later.
Okay.
Very similar to what they did the first time.
Okay, not bad. Not bad. Definitely a possibility there. I could see that happening. Next up for me. Supermassive. What have they been working on, guys?
I don't know, Andrew. Tell me.
Lights go down. Little snow falling in the
Dude,
conference
that was
arena.
amazing.
Although, who knows what this one's going to be as far as atmosphere goes. But I do think it will be another horror game. It'll be a spiritual successor to Until Dawn. And we will get a teaser trailer of some kind announcing the game, announcing its title, giving a little bit of a glimpse at what the atmosphere is going to be like for their next game in the vein of, Heavy Rain and whatnot, where your decisions matter, where people can die, and they stay die.
And they stay die.
And they stay die.
Stay die! Deathman Stranding.
Deathman Stranding. Yeah, I think that we'll see what
that.
Until Dawn is cooking up.
I need to see that. I still need to actually play more of Until Dawn because I really enjoy it.
Great game. Stay die.
Stay die.
That should be the name of the game. Stay die.
Stay die.
Stay die.
All right, guys. In all seriousness, I think this is the only Nintendo one I have. But there's no lights because they're all. It's just a video.
Well, screw this then. Who gives a shit?
I'm sorry, guys. The lights are always on for the video. But Nintendo will announce a Super Smash Bros. Deluxe, same they did with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That will include all the DLC as well as new stages and possibly a couple new characters to come, including Ink Boy and Ink Girl, or the Squids. They will also, in their video, detail their further VC plans, the Virtual Console plans, including Super Smash Bros. Melee in the vertical slice.
Okay. Super Smash Brothers will be a megaton for sure. I wonder if we're going to get anything out of Nintendo, though, besides Super Mario Odyssey.
Like I said, I didn't want to do anything, and you were asking me.
That's why I didn't do anything for Nintendo, because I feel like they're not doing an E3 conference. They're doing their little premiere or whatever. And
I think they understand. You got to remember, too, Nintendo is changing a little bit. Not a lot. We're still seeing signs of the Nintendo that's begrudgingly adjusting to the new way. But I think they definitely are recognizing we need to see things at certain events and certain times.
Right.
I think they want to do it on their own terms, but I think that this is definitely something to take away the hype, and the not. And I think they know that. I think there's certain games that will do that. A game like Super Smash Brothers, a game like Metroid, certain games like that, if they're ready for it, they definitely should announce it at E3 because they can definitely take some of that hype. They know they don't need to, but this is definitely what it is.
I forgot how often Mike said yo. I miss it. Stop saying yo, Mike.
I know. Danny says it too much too now.
Next up, Sucker Punch logo appears on screen. It's not Infamous, guys.
Where are the lights at?
They're not going to be doing Infamous. It is going to be a new IP, brand new IP, and the biggest surprise of all is that it is still open world and not superhero, superpower related.
I don't like this.
It is something different. It's open world still. I think they're going to stay with open world. Unfortunately, I would like them to not stick with open world, but I do think they will go away from superheroes and superpowers at the least. I would like to see them get away from open world, but we'll have to wait and see on that.
I want another.
So we'll get that new IP from Sucker Punch.
I need a new Infamous.
I don't.
I need one more.
I will agree with Dean that they didn't end strong.
No,
and it is unfortunate that they didn't end strong. But at the same time, I'm ready for them to do something new.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I love Infamous.
Really?
It's so good.
Really? I'm ready. What you got, Mike? What's next?
All right, so Bethesda's conference. End of conference. Lights go down. And you think the conference is over. But slowly you hear odd chanting and instrumental sounds. Much banging. And suddenly...
Much banging. Banging will be heard.
Much banging, much banging.
So much banging.
All of a sudden, on the screen behind them will just be an image, eerily familiar, but also different at the same time, and then Elder Scrolls 6, and then the title of their new game. And that'll be how Bethesda ends their show. Before this...
Wait, hold on a sec.
Okay.
Elder Scrolls 6. I think that this year... we'll be getting more something along the lines of like a Wolfenstein or an Evil Within.
We could. We definitely could.
I don't think we're going to be getting Elder Scrolls this year.
I went ballsy. All right.
I like your balls.
I want it. Here's the thing. My prediction is more so one of my hopes. One of my dreams.
And you weren't here last week, so I get it. That's
right.
Fine.
So I want to do this. I want to put it out there. In more realistic terms, Bethesda will announce a Fallout New Vegas remake with some of Fallout 4's mechanics, or a New Vegas type game based off of Fallout 4. In a similar way that New Vegas was the 3. I think that's more realistic. I think that's something that's definitely coming. But like I said, that was my dream, is to have Elder Scrolls and the conference, just the title. Which you got to remember, they did that.
That's possible. If it's just like a title and that's it. That's
they did that with Skyrim. What was it? 2 years, 3 years from when we got just the title. So
yeah, I agree with you there.
Enough time.
I don't think they show anything more than a title.
No, God, please.
Whoever put that.
No.
Fuck you.
To Dean's question, if they do open world without powers, what will they do? Another game with guns and gadgets? I think that they think outside the box, man. I think that if I don't think they'll go to something that's really trite and cliche.
Before anybody was really doing they did superheroes the right way before anybody was really trying to do superheroes again.
I think they do something that we really are not expecting. Guns and gadgets is possible just because it's very easy to add guns and gadgets to your game, but I still think that it'll be something fresh and innovative, and interesting. Because I don't think they would waste their time if not. Be cool if they did another platformer like Sly. That would be really cool. Again, I would love for them not to do open world and go back to something like a platformer. They might be beyond that at this point. Maybe they've grown past that in the same way Naughty Dog grew past Jak and Daxter. But yeah, I just want them to do something new. I want to see something fresh from them. Just something I'm not expecting, and I'll be really happy. Next up for me, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to get a lengthy story trailer. I also had this in my hopes and dreams. The difference here is that Final Fantasy VII Remake will not be there. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 will be there. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake will not be there in any way, shape, and form. No logo, no image, no artwork, no trailer, no gameplay demonstration. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is not there. And I think Kingdom Hearts is. And I think Kingdom Hearts actually gets a release date. Not a release date, a release year. I think it'll say 2018.
Yep, absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's actually going to come until late summer next year.
Yeah, I just think it'll come next year, and I think they'll say 2018.
Yeah, so I agree with that completely. We haven't seen a lot from that. They actually, didn't they skip it last year?
There was nothing from 7 Remake or Kingdom Hearts last year.
So I think we need something, especially with the news that's moving internally. I think they're fearful that people are concerned about it. So I definitely think we'll see something like that.
Yeah.
So Microsoft obviously has plans to announce their Scorpio. But what I'm going to say that it will be at a price point of $499 or $599 with the Elite controller. And this is when they will also choose to show off new gameplay for Crackdown running exclusively on the Scorpio.
I do think Crackdown is a good choice for Scorpio. If it is what they say it is.
Yeah.
You know, like what it's doing, what it's trying to do.
Absolutely.
It makes sense for the Scorpio. And I think that's going to be a beautiful game to show off with it.
What do you think about price point?
What I think? I think it's going to be 400.
You think there's no way. Dude, if they do, I will lose my shit.
I think it's going to be 400.
There is no way I can see them.
I think that's the only way this thing really makes a huge dent.
Only way that happens is if they really feel burned from the launch.
Yeah.
When people were reacting the way that they were to the Xbox One. And they don't like it. Like
that's why I think they will. The $500 price point in the Xbox One did not do well for them.
No, but I think also in terms of seeing, the portable, the smaller term, the console-based PCs like the Alienware PC and all that stuff, starting at the $500 price point or $600 price point, I think it is. I think they know that $500 is where they need to be, especially when their games can go between the two, so they can say it's almost like a PC console. I'm telling you, I don't see it going anything lower than $500, but we'll see.
I won't be surprised at 500, and I think that's what a lot of people are expecting, and that's why I think 400 would be just a huge announcement. That would be a megaton, yeah, for sure. Media Molecules Dreams is finally shown, and it's almost like a re-reveal because it is going to be shown as if this is like the big PSVR game of the year. This is the one thing they have to really push that peripheral this year, and it's going to get a September 2017 release date to get out a little bit in front of some of the other really huge games this holiday.
I feel like the title of that game is exactly what the game is always meant to be. It was just supposed to be a dream, something that
they're
somebody
still working on it, man. There's no way they just scrapped it.
That's never actually going to be reachable, achievable, tangible. It was just there to somebody at some point as something in his mind, and none of us are ever going to be able to experience what he wanted.
All that being said, I still think it'll be playable without PSVR, but I think they're going to treat it as if this is a PSVR title.
They have to.
That is the way you play this game.
The fact that they haven't shown it off as a VR title is absurd to me.
I was very surprised it hasn't already been shown that way, but yeah. Go ahead.
Man. That said, going back, sticking with Microsoft, I think Dying Light 2 will have a reveal with timed exclusive content for the Xbox One at the Microsoft conference, also being shown off on the Scorpio.
I need to hear that one more time.
Dying Light 2 will be shown off at Microsoft's conference on the Scorpio with timed exclusive content for Xbox.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility for sure. Yeah, I think that they're working on some type of third-party arrangements.
Yeah, absolutely.
From what we've been
they don't have enough
hearing, there's something going on there. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're going to get a few third-party. Speaking of that,
I have one more.
I've got one myself, third-party, timed exclusivity. Devil May Cry 5 is going to be announced, and it's going to be shown off at the Microsoft conference, and it will be announced as exclusive. It'll turn out later that it's timed exclusive, as always.
4 years ago, I would have said you're nuts. Because that was definitely more of that Japanese.
Capcom's doing that right now, though. They're doing exclusive stuff, whether it be Street Fighter 5. You know, I think that they're open to those types of arrangements, and I think that they might do it.
It's not even that. I think Devil May Cry is definitely more of that weird niche Americanized title now. I don't think it's big overseas, where you don't have as much.
Yeah, I think this is Xbox realizing this is like one game they can get that would appeal to the Japanese audiences and maybe grow them in that region a little bit, because they're not going to get these RPGs, these big JRPGs. Capcom is more open to this kind of stuff. Resident Evil 7 being a PSVR title, they're doing things like that right now. So I feel like if anybody were to agree to a third-party arrangement with Microsoft, I think Capcom is a likely candidate for that. And that's why I went with
Street
that.
Fighter, yeah, absolutely agree. That said, somebody else that's going to utilize that partnership will be, now this is my big one, and I don't honestly care if it's at Microsoft's conference, even though I want it to be on PS4s. I have a strong feeling it's going to be with this one, but this is honestly going to be a Lights Go Down type moment.
Okay.
Whether Lights Go Down or not, but it's going to be a surprise guest, and Randy Pitchford comes out from Gearbox and starts talking about a game that he's had dreams of, and that he's sure people have seen images and clips from of rendering content that was shown off at GDC, and up comes footage of the newest Borderlands 3 game. In it, you will have a very Destiny-similar openness to where, while it's still planet-centric, there will be multiple planets to go to and to, travel to. And each planet will have one of the not one of the Vault Hunters, but the planets that are there will be inhabited by the Vault Hunters, looking for the extra vaults that are still out there, or that we know are now out there in the universe. You'll still be led by Lilith, who will be helping you in your quest, and she will kind of be like how Handsome Jack's daughter was in Borderlands 2, just kind of communicating to you through the ether, if you will. But this will be their big one with time exclusive content, or just exclusive content, maybe DLC or characters or colors or whatever variants of some sort, something exclusive to Xbox.
I think Borderlands 3 is a good prediction for sure. I think that's going to be there. Yeah. I think it's time.
It's time. I've said it other years, but this is that year where
it's time.
This is going to happen.
This year's big Halo reveal, because they've got to have a Halo reveal at every Microsoft conference, will be the official announcement of a film adaptation from a big name director. Halo 6 will not be teased in any way, shape, or form. When I say big name director, I just mean somebody that has a recognizable name. I'm not saying it's going to be these examples, but something like a Ridley Scott, something like a Neil Blomkamp, something like that.
Oh my God, can you imagine Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, something like that. Just a big name. I think Christopher Nolan's too big. I think Ridley Scott's too big. Neil Blomkamp, I think, is possible. Something that's recognizable, but not, not Steven Spielberg, not Peter Jackson.
I honestly don't think Peter Jackson was absolutely ridiculous.
Peter Jackson's more possible than Steven Spielberg.
Now,
for
what
sure.
really has Peter Jackson done? Oh, dude, can you imagine Del Toro?
Yeah, Del Toro would be amazing, but I think that's also a little
You still think Del Toro's too big?
I
don't know, man. With him wanting to get involved in games.
That's a possibility.
That would be definitely a big one.
Either way, I think if they announce the director, it's going to be somebody where you're
like, if that happened, I'm going to say it's because you said it, and I don't like you.
Michael Bay.
Oh my God, I will kill someone.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take Halo whatever I can get. I would like to see a Halo film, but I hope they go with somebody that fits with that franchise. Neil Blomkamp would be perfect.
Blomkamp is actually almost... I didn't even think about him at all.
Yeah.
So my last one's a weird one.
Okay.
I don't know if you read it at all. I'm just going to read what I wrote. Ubisoft will utilize a portion of their conference to remind people, namely their shareholders, of their past and large influence in gaming. They will note that their strengths come from the company being backed by game enthusiasts, and that's what helps solidify Ubisoft as a large cornerstone of what gaming is today. I think this is a thing, and I think it's going to be unique in the way that they handle it. This is a really big year for gaming from Ubisoft as we know it. I've talked about before when I was still on the show, and I've talked about it with people like Rick and Dean and Drew on my own. I am extremely worried for what's going to be the future of Ubisoft, and this honestly, it could very likely be the last year we see Ubisoft as what it is. For people that don't even like Ubisoft, that's one thing. That's fine. I understand that. But you have to understand they have a huge influence in what's going on. Nintendo's getting involved with them, using their freaking characters in their game. Just Dance. I hate them, dude. I hate the rabbits.
I like that you tried to
I'm trying.
Get the middle ground there.
I am. Even Just Dance, a game that I hate, you still see such a cult following and such a huge amount of profit come into them. Games like Assassin's Creed are going to be adjusted back to what we hate. We're getting to a point where we're not getting an Assassin's Creed game every single year, and this might be the last time that happens. Vivendi, with the upcoming possible buyout, and honestly, very likely buyout. It seems to be because the shareholders own so much of what obviously in a corporation, what happens to the future. I think it's very dire, and I think Ubisoft's going to try to make a last ditch plea, both in front of fans as well as the shareholders there, to remind people that them being what they are comes from them being such huge fans of the market that they're in, whereas Vivendi is just that evil soulless corporation that will literally just suck the soul out of every game. And I'll tell you right now, guys, Vivendi buys out Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed every year, Ghost Recon every year, Just Dance twice a year, more DLC to all these things. I'm telling you, it's going to be worse than the App Store market is now. And I actually am extremely fearful of that. So that's...
So you think the prediction is that they spend a portion of
they
the conference
spend a portion
really
of time, or at least
focusing
at the
on
very least, you see a lot more of conversation about their influence in gaming more than any other year, to where it becomes obvious that they are trying to drive a point home.
Yeah.
Something that they have not done before. They talk about, companies will talk, they will make a point and effort to make it seem, for people that don't know the situation, it will seem odd and out of place.
Interesting. My final prediction. I have one more, right? I think.
Yeah, you do. You have the last one.
My final prediction. Jak and Daxter reboot/sequel will be revealed. Not by Naughty Dog. Sanzaru Games will be the main developer, but they will make a point to say that they have feedback and they're working together with Naughty Dog to make sure it's, true to the franchise. There's not going to be anybody from Naughty Dog working on the game. It's just going to be a collaborative effort, in that they've got them overlooking it, making sure that they treat the franchise in the right way, and they'll make a point to say that just so everybody feels comfortable with this transitional period. But Sanzaru did a great job with Sly Cooper, and I feel like the next step for them is to take a franchise that is even bigger than Sly Cooper. Jak and Daxter was larger, because they're on their way, I think, to becoming one of the the first party studios that gets their own IP. They're not there yet. They need to do, I think, one more.
Yeah, this is their last tryout.
Yeah. Sly Cooper reviewed very well. They definitely are on their road there. So big balls, Andrew. Thank you. I got some big balls on me. I think that Sanzaru is ready to take a big step here, and I hope this one does well for them, and then they can get that new IP that they deserve. If they can land this, I'm treating it like it's fact now, but I think we don't know what Sanzaru is doing.
No, they haven't had, according to public knowledge, Sanzaru's not doing anything.
Yeah, so what are they doing? They gotta be doing something, right? Why is Jak and Daxter free? And why did they throw that back on the store?
Right,
why did they
out of
remaster
nowhere.
it?
Right, no, and I agree with you. And one of the things, and one of the predictions I want to put on here, and one of the things I'm hoping is, can you imagine my dream prediction that you guys hated? What if it's a cross of Jak and Daxter with
I'm not going to say this one more time, man. I'm not going to tell you again. It's already happened.
It's going to happen
It was
the right way.
It was Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, and Ratchet and Clank.
It's going to be Jak and Daxter. It's going to be Spyro. It's going to be Gex.
Jesus. Deep cuts here, man.
They're all going to team up. I didn't say Croc, please.
Did you see my hope and dream last week?
No.
Of PlayStation All-Stars Round 2?
No, I didn't say that.
I still think there's
you know what's funny is I almost put something like that on here, but I'm like, you know what? That is more of a dream than a hope, because there's been nothing leading anybody to that thought yet.
Yeah. It's definitely a hope and dream, but
the only way that would happen
possible.
is if it was here's a title, type thing.
See, no, I don't think so. I think they reveal it. They show why the first one was a problem, and that's why this one's better. And the reason for that is that they didn't have Cloud, they didn't have Solid Snake, they didn't have Crash Bandicoot, they didn't have Spyro. Like, if they announce round 2, they're going to make sure that they show the characters that everybody's like, where the freak is Cloud? Where the freak is Solid Snake? Like, that's what they're going to do. They're going to show us that they have those.
I can get that.
What if they do a kart racer, though, instead?
Oh, my God, dude. That would be amazing.
My hope and dream was that
Sanzaru does a kart racer.
That would be cool. Yeah, Sanzaru doing a kart racer would be cool. Somebody that would, go back to the PlayStation franchises, the history of PlayStation, and treat it with respect.
I like that.
Yeah. Anyway, those are our predictions. We're now going to go into the Discord predictions, but it's also time for another Discord event. Kelly,
what is this?
Law Parader, open the door! Anybody's welcome in. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Open the door! All right, so we got 5 people besides myself in the room. Welcome, Diclonius. We also have Kelly, of course, still here. Maddie F. and Matt, Moofy, and... Who's the last one there? I can't read it. Rose City? Rose City Matt is here as well. And anybody else that wants to come in can. I think 10 will be the max, though, Kelly. Let's go with 10 max. Open the door. Door is open. All right, so we're going to read off these final Discord ones, and we'll get your guys' opinions on it, too, in the chat if it wasn't your response. The first one comes from D-Day, who I believe is in the chat but not in the Discord. He said, I think we will get a trailer for the visceral Star Wars game, a reveal of Sucker Punch's new Infamous game, and a teaser trailer for Dying Light 2. Those are 3 games I hope we see something on at least. Let's go to Rose City Matt, who we haven't heard from yet. Any of those excite you, man? Rose City, are you there? Let's go up to Moofy. Moofy, are you in the room?
Yeah.
Moofy, what do you think? Any of those excite you? You got Visceral Star Wars, Infamous again, or Dying Light 2?
I could go for some Infamous, that's for sure. Virtual Star Wars, yep.
So you are of the opinion that Sucker Punch would stick with Infamous?
Infamous is their go-to franchise from what I know.
It is. I definitely don't disagree with that, but I just feel that they're ready to move on. They've done 3 games.
They've done 3, which they did 3 for Sly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, they did 3 for Sly. Technically, there was 4 Sly, but that wasn't them. So
yeah.
3. I mean, I definitely can see why they would move on. Like I said, I'll respect them more if they finish it off the right way.
Rose City, what would they do if they did another Infamous game? What would it be? Or Moofy? Anybody who's in the room?
Actually, that's a good question. It's been a while since I've dug into an Infamous game, and I keep thinking something silly like Infamous Third something.
What about you, Maddie? Do you have any opinion on what they should do if Infamous is re-revealed?
I'd love for Sucker Punch to stick with the whole
superhero.
Yeah,
so you want them superhero?
Some kind of Sony property. I mean, superhero property is possibly. I know they're working on the new Venom movie.
Hopefully, they are working on the new Venom movie, and they're working on the Spider-Man game. Insomniac is working on that exclusively for the PlayStation. So they've got their superhero games. Do we really need Infamous? Do we need another superhero game when we got Spider-Man coming? You know, like, do you agree with that? Like, shouldn't we be focusing on Spider-Man now instead of another superhero game?
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
My history of very limited. I'm not even sure what they're.
I mean, it's mostly Sly Cooper and them and Infamous, so.
Yeah. We're still having a little bit of trouble hearing you, Maddie. I'm sorry. We got Hids in the room, though. Hids, welcome to the room, man.
Thank you.
Hids, we're currently talking about the first prediction here being seeing the new Star Wars game from Amy Hennig, Sucker Punch's new Infamous game, and also Dying Light 2. Of those 3, which one do you think is the most likely?
I think, actually, Dying Light 2.
Yeah, and you also had a prediction on that, Mike.
Yeah, I think Dying Light 2 is definitely going to come with all the success that it had with the first one, whether it happened right away or later on down the line, which it was seemingly a slower hitting success. But I definitely think we're going to see something of some sort of Dying Light.
The person that made the prediction just joined. D-Day, can you hear us? Looks like he might be getting his mic set up. But D-Day, thank you for the submittal there. Let's go to the next one. Baz023S responded, Death Stranding gets a spring 2018 release date.
But D-Day, thank you for the submittal there. Let's go to the next one.
We're getting a little echo from somebody in the chat. If you can figure out who that is, Kelly. As I was saying, Death Stranding gets a spring 2018 release date. That is very optimistic. I don't think that game's anywhere close to being ready. Sony will have 2 new IPs and a remaster of one, hopefully Spyro, and a sequel to another game. So 2 new IPs, 1 remaster, 1 sequel.
Very open-ended thought.
Yeah, open-ended, but still somewhat interesting. I do think we'll get at least 1 new IP probably from Sony, and I think it will be Sucker Punch. That's my opinion personally. What do you think the remaster will be if they have one? I don't think Spyro is ever coming back to Sony personally. Infamous is going to be the remaster? Oh, well, yeah, they could do Infamous 1 and 2 remaster.
They could do the 1 and 2 remaster finally. The dream.
That's true. They could do Infamous 1 and 2 remastered.
Oh, man,
maybe that'll be their Infamous announcement, and then they can move on to their new IP, whatever that is. That would be cool. I could see that happening. And Death Stranding, what do you guys think? Let's go to Tempest. Can you hear me, Tempest?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Do you think there's any chance that Death Stranding comes out in spring of next year?
No, I don't. I'd probably fall.
Yeah, fall. I think even fall is optimistic. I think it's possible, but I think even fall is optimistic for Death Stranding, honestly. But
yeah, I think Death Stranding is at least, I would say, no earlier than 19, and if anything, maybe a 2020 game.
Yeah, I feel like maybe early 2019.
You guys aren't alone, those of you that think that, though, believe it or not. Like, that's a far louder opinion than I ever thought it would be. But for everything I know about that game and knowing everything we know about Kojima, there's no way that game comes out.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago that he was locked in the basement of Konami.
Right.
Like, let's be honest. Like, he hasn't had that long to work on this thing. I just can't imagine I'll be ready for spring of next year. I think maybe spring of 2019 and then The Last of Us 2 at the end of 2019 to close off the PS4 generation. Something like that. Dean responded to our question of the week. He said his first prediction: Nintendo will focus hard on Super Mario Odyssey and announce one other big first-party game with no release date, as well as a bunch of small weird games that everyone will say could be fun, but will never buy.
That's exactly what I do with half of them.
That sounds like the most likely scenario ever, pretty much.
Like, Tumbleweed looks really cool. I'm sure I'll get that game at some point.
Yeah, that's a solid prediction right there. I 100% agree on hard with Super Mario Odyssey. They've pretty much confirmed that at this point.
Yeah.
That's going to be their big thing. It's going to be Super Mario
Absolutely.
Odyssey. Spider-Man PS4 will get its first in-depth gameplay demonstration along with its new and official title announcement and a release window of March 2018. Similar to what I said, didn't I also have a Spider-Man one?
For Spider-Man?
Oh, that was in my hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
I apologize. Although in my hopes and dreams I said it would come out in July, right after the movie, which is completely unrealistic.
That would definitely be that dream.
Yeah, completely unrealistic there, but March of 2018 would be exciting. And finally, this is kind of a two-part prediction here. Microsoft will announce no less than 3 brand new first-party IPs, with one of them to launch alongside the Scorpio November 2017, with the Scorpio priced at $500, like you feel, Mike. And he said, quote, or in parentheses, I know this is technically a 4th prediction and I broke the rule, therefore I crushed myself. Congratulations, you crushed yourself. What do you guys think? Let's go to the chat here. What do you guys think the Scorpio is going to be priced at? And Discord, what do you guys think Scorpio is going to be priced at? Everybody.
I'm thinking a good 500.
500. Who else?
600.
600. Who said that?
That was
Maddie.
Maddie, 600 from Maddie. Anybody else? We got prices right going on here.
I'm not going to say 600. We all saw what happened with the PS3 in that price point. If it's going to be any more than 500, it'll be no more than 550.
Okay. Anybody else want to take a guess?
300 or 400.
300 or 400 from Diclonius. 400 definitely would be the more likely scenario there. If it hit 300, holy shit.
Dude, if it hit 300, there's no... There is no way it's going to hit 300, but that would be absolutely ideal, right? 400 is possible.
Yeah, Buddy Doe said 400, 450. I think 300 was a typo. D King Dallas said 600. Johnny said 1,000.
Not seeing whatever they're putting into this, like...
Missio PL said 600. Chili Saru 600. Alex Bustos 420. 600 I think is impossible.
I think
they can't go that high.
I'm telling you right now, they're doing $500 and $600 with the Elite controller because it's a console for elite gamers.
With the Elite controller, maybe, yeah, but there's no way the base console goes above 500. I really am sticking like true on that one. That I'm holding hard on 500 at max. And I still think there's potential for 400 personally. Split Maniac. Sorry, who's in the chat talking?
No, I think it was an echo.
Okay. Split Maniac responded, I think that we will get an open beta for Gran Turismo Sport, and that we will get all Call of Duty games remastered from Modern Warfare 2 to Black Ops 2. And one very unlikely thing to happen is that we will get a new Spyro game.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, you shot it down. You don't think we're getting Spyro? I don't know, man. The amount of pouring support for that, plus the pouring support for Ratchet and Clank, Crash Bandicoot, now Jack and Daxter, coming back. Even things like Pa Rapper. People are realizing that we want those classic games brought back, and Spyro is that next one up. Spyro is definitely that next one up. But more importantly, I don't think we're getting all the games remastered. Modern Warfare and
I think we'll get one.
We might. The problem is I'm wondering if they're going to wait.
I think they'll officially release, not as a part of the game. They'll release whatever one was remastered previously.
Yeah, Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare will get an actual box release or a digital release.
$40 or something like that by itself.
That one will come out.
I can get that. My thing is they might do if they're going to do anything, they're going to do Black Ops 1. But I honestly don't think they're going to do any of them at all.
D-Day, can you hear us yet? Still nothing from D-Day, but we got, I think, is that Buddy in the room? Buddy, are you there?
I am
hey!
here.
Buddy, which do you think is more likely? Do you think it's more likely to get Jak and Daxter back or Spyro?
I'm actually thinking Jak and Daxter.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that Jak and Daxter is more likely. I'm not saying Spyro is impossible. I just think that
I feel like
they're both Activision, right?
Spyro.
So Crash is Activision and Spyro are Activision now,
right? Well, that's the thing is that you gotta remember, just because it's unlikely doesn't mean anything, because they're both owned by the same company. And honestly, that's another thing that I wasn't even thinking about it, but it was talked about before. They very well could have made a 1-2 deal on that.
It's possible, yeah.
Here, give us this, and we'll give you both of these franchises.
It definitely makes it more likely that they're both from Activision. For Crash to come over, there's definitely potential for Spyro to come as well, especially if Crash does well. Maybe they're waiting to see.
Right. I mean, I think that could be it. Where they could have already gotten the pre-orders.
Sorry, who was that? Who was speaking?
Jak and Daxter.
Yeah.
You think Jak and Daxter is more likely?
No, they're already doing it. They're already
doing it.
They have the remaster that they're doing, but there's no announcement of a new
game,
Jak
a new
and Daxter
version.
Game.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about a new Jak and Daxter game, or a remaster of Spyro is more likely than a new game. But either way, Jak and Daxter doesn't have an official announcement for a new game in the series. That's what I was speculating on earlier. I think Sanzaro will have a new game in the franchise, a reboot or a sequel. I don't think it'll be a remaster. That's just my prediction. And finally, Tempest Moriendi, who was in the room, but isn't right now. He said, with some of the game being pushed back to 2018, with some of the games being pushed back to 2018, it's a crapshoot. Sure, we will see a new Call of Duty, Dynasty Warriors, maybe is what he means there?
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors, etc. Some new IPs.
Destiny 2.
Oh, Destiny 2. Destiny 2, etc. Some new IPs would be nice. More love to PlayStation VR. If they go to remakes, Spyro and Time Splitters would be cool. I'll be very happy if they bring Fallout to VR, not just PC side of VR. He wants to see PSVR getting the love. Tempest is in the room. He is a PSVR guy. Tempest, can you hear me?
Yeah.
There you are. I saw you light up there for a moment. How are you liking the PSVR, Tempest?
Maybe not.
No, I think he blipped on the radar for a second there. I know he's a big fan. I see him on Facebook posting about PSVR. He's one of the few guys that is a part of our show, part of our chat that's really taking advantage of that peripheral. I'd like to talk with him about it eventually in the future. But Fallout to VR would be really exciting. Imagine if they were to announce like a Red Dead Redemption 2 having a first-person mode in VR, because they brought first-person mode to Grand Theft Auto. Why not bring it to Red Dead at this point?
No, there's absolutely no unreasonable idea when it comes to that. But I think the problem is right now we're at that point where VR is becoming that PlayStation Move, that PlayStation Vita, very touchy, like, do we talk about this? 3D technology type situation, much faster than I thought it would, especially with the outpouring support from developers who actually liked it, as opposed to 3D, who people were begrudgingly supporting it.
Right.
So, I don't know. I definitely think it needs more support. But I think you're going to see, one of the things I want to touch on is Time Splitters, because that's a childhood favorite of mine.
Yeah. That's a deep cut right there.
But I don't know if we need it. Games like Overwatch and all those other ones have really touched on what made Time Splitters unique, and that was each character is something different than the last one. Like I remember walking around as a deer, with a shotgun.
Really?
Oh my god, dude! Like there's so many weird things.
I don't remember Time Splitters very well. I do remember you had the different characters, and I remember that you were a huge fan of it. I remember that everybody. I mean, Time Splitters 2 reviewed really well. That was a popular game at the time.
Time Splitters 2 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Let's go to people who haven't made predictions yet. Buddy, I know that you didn't answer the question of the week. Do you have any predictions for E3 this year?
Predictions for E3?
Yeah.
Not anything like at the top of my head. Like from what I've been reading, it's just not many rumors have came up. Just a lot of speculations. At this point.
You're right.
Very quiet.
Very quiet this year. Not a lot of leaks.
Quiet. So I have not. Last year it was like everybody was saying something. Everybody was like, "This is coming out. This has to be happening." Like. But at this point, I think they're going to be showing, what we think would be speculation from what's left over from last year, which I think we already know, like The Last of Us 2, I believe, is a thing. And,
yeah, The Last of Us 2 is definitely a thing. I don't think we'll see anything from The Last of Us 2 this year.
I was surprised that nobody said anything about it, but yeah, I do think that's much further off. I feel like that and Death Stranding are around the same time.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
They're
I think
probably going to show a new trailer for Red Dead Redemption, but at that point, it's been bumped over for what, next year?
Yeah, that's now officially
February.
2018.
No,
2018. But they would have to show a trailer of something. I mean, just to keep people on hold on that, to hold on to people. So we'll probably see a new trailer for that.
That would be exciting. I personally think that Rockstar doesn't have to do anything that they don't want to do. They're just they're in their own space. They're Rockstar. They're rock stars.
Right.
Like, seriously, like their name fits because they can do whatever the hell they want, and people are going to buy it.
Really good.
They're that big. Really Hids, I don't believe that you answered the question of the week. Do you have any predictions that you want to name that haven't been already brought up?
I'm still hoping. I'm still believing. Shenmue HD coming out this November.
And do you actually want to make a prediction on PS Vita too? Is that something you want to come out and say?
Nope. Actually, I'm going to talk about the unannounced IP. They announced like 2 years ago. Wild, if you remember that.
What is it?
Wild. Yeah, we haven't seen anything from Wild in a long time. From Michael Ansel. Michel? How do you say his name? Is it Michael, Michel, Ansel. He's the guy who worked on...
it doesn't sound like how it looks.
A lot of Ubisoft games in the past. Yeah, I would like to see more from Wild. The rabbit animations, man.
Those rabbit
animations are just unbelievable in that game. So I would like to see more rabbit animations. No, I agree with you there, Hids. Where the hell is Wild? So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little more of that. And Rose City Matt, are you here? No, because I remember he wanted to list some predictions, but he never got around to it. And I think that's everybody. I think we got from Discord in the on the actual Discord itself, and from you guys tonight on Discord. I think we've gone through everybody as far as predictions go.
I am looking forward to Nintendo though.
Is anything specific, buddy?
The Mario and Rabbids game that's been rumored around, like that would just be weird to see. Like I just
I know. Don't you just want to see what it is? We're definitely going to see it. I think it's pretty much confirmed at this point from the leak. The slideshow that leaked pretty much confirmed that we're going to see it at E3.
Hello?
Is that Rose City Matt?
Rose City Matt is here.
I think you're Matt.
Rose City Matt, welcome to the show, man. I know that you wanted to put your predictions in Discord, but you didn't get around to it. If you can right now, you can you have an opportunity to give some E3 predictions.
Hello?
Hey, Rose City Matt, can you hear us?
I can hear you, and I just figured it out.
There you go. There we go. You are now a Discord user. Congratulations. Rose City Matt, go ahead, man. If you have any E3 predictions, now is your time.
All right, I have two predictions. One's really short because I know no one else is interested in this. EA Sports is going to announce that club women's teams are going to be added to FIFA 18.
That's smart.
Okay, yeah.
They've been doing international women's teams, like country teams, for 2 years now.
That's a solid prediction, and it would be very cool.
This one's more of a hope, but it needs to happen. They teased us with Fable Legends. Microsoft did a couple years ago.
Sure.
And it needs to just happen this year.
They need to bring it back.
Well, didn't they cancel it?
They dismantled the studio. Doesn't necessarily mean the game was canceled. But
Kelly, you and me are on the same page. Unless you're remaking something or making a brand new actual Fable game, I don't want it.
Whoa, what Jesus Christ, Mike?
Yeah, no,
wow.
That's exactly how I feel about anything that has to do with Fable right now.
I was waiting for it to happen because I think randomly goes off and it didn't do it at all tonight. And I was like, "Where's the parts?"
Oh, what? That wasn't you at all?
No, it just randomly goes off sometimes.
Perfectly perfect. Like, that was best timing.
You even like leaned up when it went off. Perfect. I would love to see them bring back Fable and just completely reboot it fresh and
just not Legends
and not at all with Molyneux.
Listen, I don't have a problem if you like what Legends was. Do not call it Fable. That was not Fable Legends.
It wasn't Fable.
I didn't like the Legends idea. I just wanted a continuation, like a 4.
Yeah, right, and that's not what Legends was.
Gotcha.
So I will be 100% behind you if they do a new Fable. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about Legends. I want a whole new project, and I want them to have already been working on it because they're disappointing us.
Yeah, clearly there are many people that have been speaking up recently about Fable, so it seems like it's desired. Well, anyway, thank you to everybody that took part in this year's E3 prediction show. It looks like somebody might have just joined. Let me make sure I'm not cutting anybody off here. Looks like the same people. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to everybody in the Discord that came through the door. It's been nice having you on the show. Take care and level up, guys.
Hold the door.
Hold the door.
Hold the door.
Hold the
Hold the door.
Close the door.
Close the door.
Bye, guys. Kelly, you can bring it back to just you. All right. That, I believe, is the show tonight. Let me make sure here. Oh, we didn't do sub-only chat. I forgot to do sub-only chat tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. I'm really tired.
My alarm didn't go off for it, did it? I have an alarm set for sub-only chat. It didn't go off tonight.
Your alarm is not liking you.
No,
lately.
I'm going to have to look into if there's something going on there. It might be because I have it on night mode.
No, mine goes off anyway, too.
Does it? Okay, I'll have to look into that. Apologize to people for no sub-only chat tonight. We'll make sure to fix that on our next talk show. All right. Thank you to all the support tonight. Thank you to Baz for the resub. Thank you to Derek for the resub. Thank you to a few follows tonight. The most recent coming from CSGO Creep. I think we had maybe 4 others as well. This is your last chance, guys. Next week is our reactions. Mike and I are going to be here, and Dean's going to join us as well. Pretty much every conference there will be a reaction to. The only one that might not get a reaction is EA, but I'm going to do my best to be there for that. That will be a sole reaction if that happens. But Microsoft will be me and Dean, and then everything after Microsoft is going to be all 3 of us. And we're going to be utilizing Discord in the same way we did tonight in the between areas, between conferences. Yes, the muchachos are going to be celebrating E3 together this year. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great time. So make sure you hit that follow button right now here on twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow. Turn on notifications so you get alerts when we go live. If you really want to go the extra mile, hit that sub button. If you are a Twitch Prime member through Amazon Prime, you can sub for free manual each month. If you get us to 80 subs by the fall, we are getting on the front page of Twitch. That is a huge deal. It's a huge opportunity, so we would really appreciate you helping us get there. When is E3? Technically, the first conference is next Saturday. That's EA. Sunday is going to be Microsoft and Bethesda. And then Monday is going to be PC, Ubisoft, and Sony. And then Nintendo does their Direct and all that on Tuesday, but that's not really a conference per se. It's more like a premiere.
I might try to do a react
treehouse. Yeah. If you want, go for it. If you want, yeah, sure, you're welcome to. That'd be awesome. I would definitely put that on our YouTube if you have time. Thank you again, everybody, for watching. Thank you specifically to Kelly and Jellyfish, Muto Crystallis, Baz023X, Alex Bustos, and did I miss any?
Guitar Freak?
No, I'm trying to think of our last producer. Kelly Jellyfish, Muto Crystallis, Alex Bustos 98, Baz023S, and I think that's all of them. I think throughout those 2 spiels, I named them all. Thank you to all of our producers. You make this show possible. We appreciate you so much. That is through Patreon, of course, guys. If you want to continue to support the show monthly, you can go to patreon.com/TheLevelUpNetwork and do $1 or $50. It doesn't matter what you want to do. You get some perks in return, which will be modified soon, considering the transitional period we're in right now.
I respect those people that are still here with you. No matter what.
Yeah, I mean, we were in the 60s the whole night. So
yeah, no, we were. I'm saying in general, I appreciate the warm welcome back. Nobody was an asshole.
No, not at all.
I was expecting to see at least one. No?
No, I didn't see any.
No, I'm saying I was expecting to see at least one.
Oh yeah, you never know. There's usually a bad apple somewhere, but
right?
There was nothing but love tonight, man.
Right. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the support you've given Andrew, and the guys in general.
Yeah.
And it's sad that I have to deal with this bear instead of the skin-toned, lovable bear that was right here at one point.
It's a sad thing.
It is.
But as I said, Dean is still a part of the community. He was in the chat tonight, of course, and we've already spoken about collaboration.
Not on the field, but still wearing the jersey?
Not on the field, but still wearing the jersey, which is a great way of putting it. I definitely agree with that. Kelly, the law operator, thank you so much for running Discord tonight.
Yeah, of course.
We love you. You're the best.
Oh, I love you guys back.
All right. Take care, Kelly.
Yeah, night.
All right. Let me get out of Discord real quick. All right. Guys, don't forget about next week. Mark your calendars. It's going to be an amazing time. E3, the best time of the year. Tell your friends. And we'll see you then. Of course, I'll be on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays with game streams. Kristen is on Wednesdays. Nothing on Thursday this week, but we'll be here Saturday, Sunday, and Monday potentially. Saturday is the only one that's unsure of. Sunday and Monday, you can count on us being here. So until then, take care. And as always, don't forget to
Lava Luple.
Lava Luple. Bye, guys.